Okay. I forgot to add the microphone input. That's hilarious. Right. We're here, live detracting. Hold on, I'm having a stroke moment. Where is it? Where is it? Am I not? Oh, there it is. I just wasn't. Okay. Alright, here we are. Welcome. I'm just gonna do this, and then, like, who knows? I don't know who's streaming it besides Raw Phil. I literally do not know. What's up, Cody C4? Welcome to the stream. Oh, this is already a disaster. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not live. Wait, I'm not live. See, I'm already tripped up. Let me open up SoundPad. Oh, is it? Does that show up on stream? Open up SoundPad. Oh, it does. Okay. Now we got soundboard sounds. Speakers. There we go. That'll fix it. Alright. Eventually it'll happen. I forget when he streams. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I've got so many tabs open. I was finally, oh no. I finally recovered from being sick. And so I started coding again. So hopefully I'll actually finish it between now and tomorrow, and then do a balloon stream with the thing I programmed. But until then, we're gaming. I was gonna look something up. Oh, I wanted to hold on. Let me go to Darkside Phil's YouTube channel. Let me see. He's probably got on his stupid community tab. Oops. Let me see. Okay, at 6:15 PST. It's 6:30. What do you mean 6:15 Pacific Standard Time? Dude is late. He makes his own schedule and then he's late. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know, what do you do? I mean, there's a lot I could talk about, but I'm not going to. I mean, I could. I mean, like, what else is there to do until he starts? I could talk about how he's funny, and I like to laugh at him. Or I could just play the metal pipe sound effects like 100 times. I'm excited. Side scroller saying she's going to a jail. This is a good song. Is this DSP song selection or Raw Phil's? I don't know. When is it supposed to start? That's what I'm saying. Oh, he's setting up new stuff. I just think Burnell should run for office. I like that guy. I should get like one of those Streamlab things or whatever. Or just like 2 chats. So if you're unfamiliar, this chat that you're watching is Darkside Phil's Kick Chat, brought to you by the lovely Raw Phil. So this is Raw Phil's chat, and I have my own chat. So this chat, this is the guy right here. This is the guy. That's him. Excuse me. So we're just waiting for him to start streaming, because he was supposed to start streaming almost 20 minutes ago. No, it was over 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry. I don't know how you messed that up. But we could beg for money. The king is back, He's got 0 viewers. Hold on. if I was creative, I would set up my own chat. Let me do that actually. What's up, Agent? You're not gonna stay. I'm not expecting you to stay. 0 viewers. This is dark side Phil. I'm honestly just kind of doing it for myself because no one else was restreaming it, and I'm like, well, I don't want to just sit there. Hold on, how do I do it? Oh, it's a window capture? Yeah, okay. I'll just make it. Oh, no, this is absolutely. Alright, we got live chat. Oh god, I hate that. Oh, he's finally here. He's finally here. I should put something at the bottom because how are you supposed to do this? I could do this. Here we go. Okay, instead of his chat, I could put my chat. Take that, Rawfell. I'm just kidding. Rawfell does the Lord's work. I'm too, I don't say lazy, but I'm too myself to, I love this song. There we go. I love that song. It's the Snort Burnell one. We're just gonna mess around with this until I feel like it looks good. This is good. This is fine. I love Sonic. I've been playing quote unquote. I've been replaying Generations, as in I've been playing a few of the stages. I don't have Shadow Generations because I'm not spending like $50 for a game I already own plus like 5 hours of content. But you know, I'm excited. Oh, you can see my mouse. Ain't that something? Well, it's too big now. I'm kind of like. Wait, so what is this stream? This is Darkside Phil's stream, and I'm restreaming it. What are DSPolitics? It's an out-of-touch 40-year-old man talking about politics. And it'll be really funny. It'll be hilarious. I promise. Okay, listen. I am excited, alright? I've tuned in for all 4 of them. Well, all 3 thus far, and I'm restreaming the 4th one. I'm excited. Urgh. Also, I know you weren't here a couple minutes ago. But now because Darkside Phil is taking 10 years, we're gonna do a little sneak preview at what I've been working on. And here we go. All right, check this out. All right, check this out. Look at this. Ignore all of my like filler names. Ignore that. But this works. All right. And then I do this. Create game code. Send it to one person. And then look at that. And then ideally at some point you would be able to like fix it. But I haven't worked that out. Also, this doesn't delete itself, and I don't want to memory it. These pages don't delete themselves, and I don't want to memory leak. But that's what I've been working on for the past couple days. I am getting errors because null references and whatnot. Was he streaming? Rise high. He's almost he's 30 minutes late. What is happening? That's a little sneak preview into what I've been working on. I'm excited for it. I hope it'll work because I haven't actually like publicly tested it yet. But I'm gonna host it through GitHub. So whenever I finish it, which will hopefully be between now and tomorrow. But I'm not well experienced enough with like jQuery and all that to be able to do it flawlessly, and I'm just kind of relying on ChatGPT. I guess you can't even see Rawfell or DSP chat. Right, this is I gotta figure something else out. I watch like Bro Side Phil whenever he streams, and that's it. I guess I do watch IV guy. IV is pretty funny. I like how that man never sleeps. It's honestly amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited. Grr! I can't wait. Probably a bit loud actually. I'll crank myself down a little bit. Music's kind of fire though. I could put something at the bottom. I could put like Subway Surfers or something. He's at 96. I think it'd be hilarious if his streak ended today. You'd probably take that as a sign to stop. It's like nobody asked for this. Because I think last week's got like 150 viewers. When does this keto start? Oh, it's starting? Are we starting? Man, he looks older every day. Hello? Hello?
There it is. This is my new setup, everyone, so please bear with me.
Okay, he's streaming finally.
Where's the mic?
30 minutes.
Where's the mic?
30 minutes late.
Can I unmute
like
the mic?
on the dot, 30
Fine,
minutes
I know it's
late.
gotta be here
Unbelievable.
somewhere, and then I found it.
Unbelievable.
Everyone, good evening.
Imagine if you showed up 30 minutes late to
We'll
your
be
job
for about
every
10,
day.
15 minutes
That's this
before we actually
guy.
begin with the real show.
This guy
We'll
shows up
roughly around
30
7
minutes
p.m.
late.
Pacific time. It'll be about a 2-hour show tonight.
Oh, right. This is
Many
the
interesting
intro.
topics to cover.
This is the
How's
intro
everyone here on
spiel.
Kick tonight? How are you?
I'm great.
Bathe us in your robustness. That's not how it works. You have to bathe in my robustness. I can't bathe. Well, I guess bathe you? You want me to bathe you? Ooh.
What? What?
Audio sync. It should be in sync.
What is he talking
Not
about?
refresh your streams. Let me know if it's in sync or not.
Now I sound like Phil. I gotta come up with a better commentary.
Vietnamese comrade. Good evening.
Vietnamese
I'm sure we're gonna have many more
comrade.
people
Okay,
join.
cool.
You know, the stream just started, and like I said, I bet on average for this show, we'll have around 200 viewers. That was always my guesstimate when we started this show about a month ago now, because this is episode 4.
I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe. I
thought
don't think he's gonna. I don't know,
average.
because I feel like
And
it's
then
just only gonna get
we
less
said over
popular
1,000,
because
and I
like
was like, I don't
the
know,
only
something's
people
up.
who are gonna
Else
watch
people.
him are
I'm not so sure
people.
about that. And then all of a sudden last week,
They're not
so we
people
got
who
around
care about
250, and I was
politics.
like, so I think
Because
that's what's going
if you've
on.
watched the
Yeah, idiots
first
coming by
one,
trying to, you know, bot stuff and
if you've watched the first one, then you know he has no
as we
idea
know from experience.
like what
So-
politics are. He has no
So
clue.
it is what it is,
He
but,
reads local
here we
news
are,
stations like
ready to
it's
chill with the
some
politics tonight,
hard-hitting
right?
news.
Just
I
politics
can't
of the
wait
show,
till he
tons of
talks
topics
about
to cover.
South
I don't know.
Korea.
The first time I made
What
my
does
hit
he
on
know
my
about
list,
South Korea?
but
I don't
we
know
got,
anything
like,
about
oh,
South
we
Korea.
got, in order,
Probably too
banning
loud,
social
actually.
media for kids in Australia.
Good for them.
A hilarious article on my local news that was so ridiculously fear-mongering with no factual basis that I had to slam them, and I ratioed the shit out of my local news, which is pretty funny.
He's saying this. I don't know. He's like, I'm so cool. I ratioed my local news station, bro. It's not that serious. I should get some like background music. I feel like that's what all these streams need. It's just like
Another
background
article
music.
about,
Maybe it's just like I'm just too excited.
massive
I can't get enough.
in spring, whatever that means. So we'll talk
But you
about
know,
that.
I love music. I love it.
We're gonna talk about
This man's hairy arms. What is this? Look at this gross man.
the Joe Biden pardon of his son. Of course, sorry, I'm filling my mug. We're gonna talk about the Joe Biden pardon of his son.
What's there to talk about? It was the most obvious thing
How
ever.
ridiculous that was, and how everyone's going crazy about it, and what are the repercussions of it?
Right,
we're gonna be
what
talking- there's
repercussions?
So much. I gotta keep looking. There's so much. To
He's
talk about
doing it
tonight.
because he has 1 month left
We've
of his
got South Korea,
presidency.
of course, who could forget
And like,
South
if
Korea?
everybody hates him, so what?
martial
He was
law that
he-
happened this week.
he was gonna wait until like the last, I don't know, month of his presidency, to do it. It was like, okay, yeah, whatever. It makes sense. Like at first I was like, I'm surprised he didn't do it sooner. What's up, Sebastian? Welcome to the disaster stream. I don't get why people are so surprised. Like, I don't know if anyone's surprised. I just keep seeing people talk about it. Like, I guess it is technically news. I'm just a schizo. Arrgh! But like, I'm not surprised because it's like obviously he was gonna do it, even if he said he wasn't gonna do it or whatever. I knew he was gonna do it. It's like he's just waiting for it. He was waiting. It's like if there was a time to do it, now would have been the time. So I can't really blame him. It's okay. It's all right. I forgive you, Sebastian. Be here the next stream. The next stream is gonna be a good stream. It's gonna be a great stream. Let me.
Last thing I want to do.
Look at this. Look what I've been working on. Look at all what I've been working on. I've been working hard. All right. Look at all this. Look at all this code. Look at what I've been doing. Look at all this. Oh, it's still running.
Social commentary.
When will it be? See, I don't want to promise tomorrow because I'm in a snag with it, but hopefully tomorrow.
So
hopefully.
This is going to be a very.
It'll be within the next 2 weeks.
To say the least. Plus,
but I can't make any promises. I can't make any promises.
I have improved my set. I have better lighting. I have a better backdrop that actually is set, and I have a surprise tonight. I don't.
You'll be there. I'm glad. I'm glad. It'll be balloons. It'll be balloons. I've been working hard. Working hard.
Cool. And I have my stream deck here.
That'd be so cool. Imagine needing a stream deck for like sound effects.
Set this up right now. Let me test something. Ready?
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Well, someone's impatient to see.
I should get the Titus laugh on there, but I'm running out. You're playing BTD 6, dude. Have a fire game. What are you playing in BTD 6?
Let me know if you can hear this.
Dude, he needs a whole stream deck to do what I can do with just like my keyboard.
Because I didn't realize that I set that up, but I guess I did. You heard it? Cool. I set it up. So there's a few things I didn't set up, I forgot, but for the most part, I could do all kinds of fun stuff now. Jeez.
Oh yeah, your acting is terrible.
I assume this is the same device that.
Is it this one?
I don't know.
Is it this one? There it is. Oh yeah.
It has everything on it. I can record. I can transition scenes. I will not forget my intros this week. Last week I forgot my transitioning intros. I won't forget them this week because I got it all programmed here on the Stream Deck now. This is awesome.
Wow. Imagine being in 2014.
What's up, King Michael? Good evening.
Isn't that crazy? This dude,
guys, please, tonight.
This dude is acting like 24. He's doing the prayer hands. Prayer hands in the chat. Guys, prayer hands in the chat. He's doing the prayer hands, but this dude acts like 2014 is the new 2024 or whatever. It's like, dude, everybody's been doing this. But because you're doing it, it's like the hot new thing. Can you get out of the basement? Yeah, I think you're old enough to fly the coop. Get out. Get out! Bye. No, he's leaving. I thought that would have scared him.
I'll see you
Ow! Ow!
During the show as well.
I hit my knee.
We gotta keep the momentum going. As you
know,
right,
keep the momentum going.
On Kick, so there's only two groups of people who can support this stream: people watching live on Kick, or people behind the scenes who can tip. If you're not on Kick and you're watching this, but you don't want to talk.
What is he? What? Hold on. He said behind the scenes. What is? Who's behind the scenes? What does that mean? Hold on.
This on Kick, so there's only two groups of people who can support this stream: people watching live on Kick. Or
okay, people watching live on Kick. That makes sense. You watch it live. Okay, I'm following you. Hold on. I'm switching headphones because I can't deal with 1 second audio delay. As much as I want to move around.
Or people behind the scenes who can.
But why behind the scenes? How do you give money behind the scenes? He doesn't have a secret detractor Discord or secret supported Discord, by the way.
You're not on Kick and you're watching this, but you don't want to talk in the chat. I understand. A lot of people said, "Oh, we don't want to make accounts on Kick." That's totally fine, but please support the stream. Let's hit the goal early. Let's hit the goal early tonight.
So prayer hands.
Let's just do it. Let's crush it. And let's go ahead awesomely, positively with DSPolitics and not worry about that. Let's do it.
I really need that money.
Yeah, of course, I need to get new memes and stuff. I just got the Stream Deck working.
I need that money.
So we have to see what kind of memes we can come up with, right? Like, let's get some new memes. Let's create some new memes together.
Need that money.
Clip and put on there, right? I think that'd be pretty cool.
Need that money. Really, that money.
Look at him.
Mishael, how
you doing? Prayer hands. Hold on. I gotta get some like Pong.
An applause sound? Why? You don't want.
Hold on.
If I do applause, it's just gonna be like a.
I have an idea.
I'm not gonna do a full studio audience like RTU.
Oh yeah. Imagine having applause. Imagine Imagine having applause. Imagine.
I love that applause.
You want to talk about being a fucking egotistical son of a
on
bitch?
Kick. It's so
If
cool.
you have a button to create,
You have
simulated
92 out of
applause,
150. How many do I
how
have?
big of a fucking ego must you have, right? I mean,
How
that's
many do I have? I forget. I guess I could. Yeah, I could just check my
I know
Steam.
I am. Oh, I
Oops.
forgot to open my
Steam jump scare. I don't know why my computer does that. It's just like it just kind of shuffles. Oh, cool. Okay. All right. Yay! New Tekken match. Or new Tekken update happening. So let me see. I have 136 out of 150.
Cool.
Do I play Gang Beasts? I do not. I don't. What is Gang Beasts? I've never heard of that. Never heard of Gang Beasts.
You mean like have the emote on screen? I would have to save it, and I would have to find a way to play it via the web or
It's
something.
a silly
I'm not sure
multiplayer
exactly how I
game.
can implement that. How to do emotes.
Silly
now.
party game with
Video
surly gelatinous
stuff. I don't know if it would
characters.
just play an animation. Like
You do?
a
Oh,
GIF or something
interesting.
Like that. I'm not sure.
Oh, this looks like. Oh, I think I've seen this before. I just don't think I've played it. Oh, you buy it?
First
I'm
contribution to the
poor.
Pages
I
hit.
can't buy.
Thank you so much. I
I have
got
like
a
$200 in my
gift
bank account. It's made with Unity.
from Mars and
I know
Happy,
Unity.
covering Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump Secretary of Defense nominee. He's a pee in his pants, fun-loving drunk who like to classify female employees into two groups: party girls and non-party girls.
Based.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
No,
That's a
I won't.
joke.
All these cabinet picks and things, they're not fun until they've actually been confirmed that they're actually going to have those roles.
I can't stand this guy without music.
Basically,
I need some tunes.
They're in their positions of power and they're doing stuff. Then it will be fun to start talking about
Why?
those people.
What is this thing
Right
he's
now, the people we
playing?
picked them, they're not confirmed.
Why did he play
That's
that?
a waste of time.
Oh, it's a supportive
Seriously,
thing.
that's a complete
Okay.
waste of time to even waste
I
time
need some
talking
like
about it.
goofy
All
music.
political commentators have to talk about
It's
speculative
like-
nonsense because they have nothing else to talk
Is
about.
it? Is it
I'm gonna
nine?
cover
Yeah.
real topics tonight.
Instrumental,
Stuff that's
low
tangible,
quality, 1 hour. There we
other
go.
than just freaking out over nothing. So thank you, Mars Inhabitant, for the first contribution of the night.
There we go. Pirate it. Listen, all right. I'm a man who's been through a lot. I do not have the risk factor to sail the 7th seas again. I just cut my finger on it. Stupid box cutter.
What do we
Trying to
have for
move
dinner?
it so I
Well,
wouldn't cut myself on it.
to make something.
I'm
My wife
mad.
came home and
I'm
wasn't
mad.
feeling good. She came home feeling
I
very
feel like it's too loud. I
exhausted,
still feel like it's too loud.
and she was like, "I really don't think I can cook."
This stream's gonna get copyright claim, but I don't care. At least Phil can't say I do it for the money.
Chicken shawarma, which was so delicious, with the basmati rice and a side Greek salad. So completely, healthy stuff. And my wife.
Oh yeah,
got
salad
chicken-
can never be
chicken
unhealthy.
shawarma.
Sorry, what was that sauce you had on it?
There
Was
you
it
go.
ranch?
I'm really.
Yeah, like salad dressing is so unhealthy. But it will not stop me from drinking ranch out of the bottle.
Where is this?
I knew a guy in like high school. He said one time he was like salad is just an excuse.
Yeah, I gotta get all
to
this
eat
stuff
ranch
sorted.
dressing.
Like, I gotta put some folders, 'cause I have, like,
And then
7
after
files.
we went to different high schools,
So,
for
right
things
now
that were
my
out
list
of
is
both of our
very messy.
controls,
I need to take some time to
he lost
invest in
like
it
a
to
bunch
get
of
it
weight.
spruced up so I can use it
He lost a lot. I don't actually know how much. I haven't seen him since, but that's what I heard. But I'm glad that he's doing well. It's good to hear.
News media hyperventilates to every person that's nominated. That's right. And some of the people who already got nominated already said, no, we don't want to do it, and stepped out of the running. That's what I mean. It's so dumb to freak out about it. Once these people are actually in the cabinet positions and they start doing things, then you cover it. Then it's interesting. Now,
Isn't this the guy that thought that, like, Trump was already president or something? Or he said something like, that, what did he say? It was something that was like, yeah, like, the president should just get, like, nominated in as soon as the election's over. Like, okay, buddy. Yeah. You're more of a ketchup man? You like ketchup on your salad? I mean, I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle. But, you wouldn't catch me doing that. You wouldn't catch... I mean, then again, I like... When I eat, like, breakfast, I like sausage and, what is it? I like sausage and, syrup. That's it. I like putting a little syrup on my sausage. And bacon. That like savory plus the sweetness. I love that. I love it. So good. So good. I'm not. But then again, I don't like sausage patties that much though. I love sausage links. That's what I love. Waffle or pancake? Oh man, that's a tough one. I usually get pancakes when I'm eating out, but if I'm because like But if I'm like eating at home, I just get like toaster. I usually get like a waffle. So it just kind of depends. I'm definitely more of like a. I don't know. I feel like I prefer pancakes though. You know, like when I think of like classy, I think of pancakes. Also just harder to make. I think I do just prefer pancakes. Bananas. All right.
This person might have the job. I don't care. Okay. Health and fitness stream when? No, I'm not that kind of content creator.
You could be.
Not too interested in that.
Why not? You could be. People would support it, right? That's what you're doing. You're doing this for money, right? You see, listen, all right. Listen, I'm saying if I got paid $100 a day to like do fitness, like really stupid fitness activities, I would take that in a heartbeat. Right? $100 a day, that's I don't know, I guess it'd be just like 500 a week or like 200 a month, 2K a month. That's what I'm talking about. I would do that. I would be a clown. I would be. I mean, that's what streaming is. I do it for free. I'm a clown for free. Listen, I would sell it if I could. I would be Jay Schlatt. You know what's crazy? I think Jay Schlatt is younger than me. I think he's like a year or two younger than me. No way. Hold on.
Okay.
I gotta check this.
5 minutes. Like I said, we'll start right around 7 p.m. We will actually begin.
Uh-oh. Don't get in trouble, my friend.
Roughly 2 hours, maybe a little longer. It depends. Like I said, I have a lot of topics to cover this week.
Oh no, he's a year older than me. Okay.
We'll have to see. I don't know if we'll cover.
Dude, he was born a day before September 11th. Well, a day and 2 years. Okay, he's older than me by like 2 years. Okay. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I knew he was my age, which is kind of insane with how successful that guy is. Look at, why is he biting his nails? Come on, man. That's bad. Listen, I actually can't speak about my nails. Old? 20 is not old! 20 is not old!
It's like, okay, what do you want to talk about? So you have no information whatsoever yet. They haven't found the person who did it yet. All you're hearing is a bunch of hearsay.
Oh, he's talking about... Oh my gosh. Well, because it's news! An important figure died. That's news! Like, the CEO of, like some healthcare thing dies, and he's like, why? This isn't news. Why are people talking about it? Because he's an important person who died! How old are you? And one of your friend's birthday was yesterday. Well, happy birthday to them. I'm 23. I'm 23. Am I? Wait, yeah, I'm 23. I was born in 01. Right, I'm gonna dox my age. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna have to dox my last name. No, I'm just kidding. I'm looking at my GitHub, but you know. Bet. Yeah, but I'm not that old.
There's a criminal investigation. They're trying to find a person. How about we let everyone do their jobs, catch the guy, then we'll get the real story, then we'll start talking about it.
Well, this is also the same guy who didn't understand that, like, telling people on the news to, you know, if you could donate or like research before you donate food, is like not newsworthy or whatever. It's like telling us what to do. Like, okay. Like, yeah, you're just spreading the word. Like, you know, is like, let us know if there's anything that you know. Like, if anybody knows, they could contact the news station who can get in contact with investigators. It's like, this is absolutely newsworthy.
Oh, let's just start gabbing about it now before we even actually know.
Sorry, my mouse is on the screen.
Legit don't know what actually happened.
Sorry. I guess I could just turn off capture mouse.
Here's a weird thing. I have two PCs now, both with RGB lights, right? So the one to my right is the gaming PC, and the one to my left is the streaming.
Oh, you liar!
I set them both to the American flag RGBs. It's the same program, Signal RGB.
There, wait, no.
The one
what?
On the right
liar.
Has a red
no.
fan.
No what?
The actual
I'm lost. Hold
on
on.
The processor is red. The middle fan is half blue, half red. The RAM has white, red, and blue like the whole flag, and then the bottom fans are blue, so it looks like a nice gradient.
Banana.
The one on my left, my capture streaming PC.
Alright, don't spam too much. Don't spam. Don't spam.
Only
I'll mute you if you spam anymore.
The RAM is red, white, and blue. The entire rest of the PC is just blue.
Listen, alright.
Happened there.
Listen, alright, Phil. Patriotism is always cool. I don't want to hear it. Sorry, I'm mad. I'm mad.
This one, the RGB is
I'm angry.
and on this one, it kind of looks crappy. Like, I'm wondering what happened there. How is it?
No. Okay. Well, you're gonna get timed out though. I'm sorry, buddy.
Move it around.
Oh,
Hold on, maybe I
a
can mess with
minute.
it.
There you go. All right, you got timed out for a minute.
Get rid of edited.
I warned you. Warned you.
Layout. Oh God. So, oh yeah. Okay, hold on.
Ugh, get away.
Yeah, I actually can totally mess with it.
Yeah, that's
You can actually set separate quadrants and stuff. Look at this.
yeah. That's RGB, dude. That's RGB.
So the mother. Oh no, the motherboard you can't.
Yeah.
The RAM is set right down the middle of the flag.
You sent to the
Why is
shadow
that
realm. That's
not-
what happens when you spam. Don't spam. I warned you.
Yeah, they won't let me edit.
He's laughing about freaking RGB lights. Like, who cares?
Look at that.
When does the
They all
dude?
are.
It has been an hour. It's been 45 minutes since you were supposed to start. 45 minutes.
Let the motherboard move around.
Where is the stupid politics?
His mother. Oh wait.
I'm angry. It's because I'm hot. This shirt is too hot. I'm not taking it off. I feel awkward. Streaming.
I dragged and dropped something, but I don't know what. See, I don't know. I gotta mess with this.
H, yeah, welcome back to the stream. No more spamming, Sebastian, or I'll time you up for longer. Thank you. Look at this clown. I should do what Duty does and just like AI, but I'd put like clown makeup because I think it'd be funnier.
Something's changing.
As much as I like
Wild.
Disney
I
side
gotta
fill, I
mess with
think
RGB
clown
more.
makeup fits him more. You escape the Shadow Realm. Oh, listen, all right, it was a planned escape,
And
so
they don't really do
don't feel
much.
too
It
special.
doesn't really do anything. It's weird. Yeah, this is definitely weird. Now it's pulsating. Look at this. There's different levels of RGB. Level 1.
Oh my gosh, you still talk about RGB.
Some I can move, some I can't.
I don't know. See, I would like to do this more. I would like to do actually I could skip. I do have skip juice. Hold on.
I don't even get it. That diff is weird. Like I don't. Or a white knock on blue. They're all sound with this lit up. All right, one more contribution came in.
Oh, what we're talking about.
I put one of them. I definitely want 25-cent company. Yes, and it happened. We cover it into a little bit more.
Listen. Oh. There you go. He just leaves. Hassan Piker moment. Hassan Piker moment. Oh, there he is.
All right, so I'm trying to think what screen to start on here.
You mute you again. You unsubscribe, bruh. That's cruel, man.
I can actually
Don't
start on
spam and I won't
video.
mute you.
When I
How
start
about
the
that?
show, I'm gonna do the build up.
When
just like
I start
do.
the show, you were supposed to start an hour ago.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'll use the same intro as the first stream, and then we'll start the show. All right, ready? Everyone ready?
Everyone ready?
There's a.
I don't know.
I did.
Oh my
Scroll
gosh.
up. Missing them.
I need that money. I
Forward,
really,
everybody.
really do. I need that
Everybody
money.
ready? All right,
ready?
I really need that money. I really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that
Pikachu.
money. Really, that money.
Oh, okay.
All
Finally.
right, good
I guess I could just hold
evening,
spacebar. I don't
everyone.
know.
Still here, broadcasting to you live. Hold on.
Alright, well, that sucks.
Am I good? Okay.
I did warn you multiple times.
Broadcasting to you live from the Oval Office. You blew it! Yes, I did. I already made a big mistake. Welcome, everyone, to DSPolitics.
Finally.
Episode 4.
I'm so excited.
5th, 2024. As you
Right.
can see, I'm preparing myself for the future. For the future of this show and for the future of the country. So I gotta get.
You will not affect the country in any significant manner. You're especially not gonna affect it in any significant manner. He spammed again. This guy thinks he's not gonna affect the country talking to 150 people on Kick. That's not the one I wanted to press, but I'm sticking with it.
World. You know what's funny is in 20.
Is it all right? You spam, you get muted. That's what happens.
20 people joke. They said, "Gee, you know, maybe Phil, DSP himself should run for office." And at that time I said, you know, I don't think I'm ready for it. I'm a gamer. You know, I don't think I'm cut out for that kind of stuff. But you know what's happened is in the last 4 years, things have gone a certain way in this world and in this country in particular. And I find myself now tackling the political topics, the hot topics, right? The ones that no one.
No, you are not.
100-foot pole.
No, you're.
So maybe it is time.
You're talking about everything that everyone's talking about. You're not saying anything special. You're not saying anything special. You're just like, oh, you're saying like the most milquetoast takes, and then you're complaining about the news, saying, hey, if you're gonna donate to charity, we would appreciate it if you researched a little bit beforehand. And that's what you think is politics. It's not.
To start preparing myself and the world. I mean, again, if Donald Trump can get elected not once, but twice, then why not Dark Side Phil? I haven't done a tenth of the
because you have no charisma
things that he's done. and I don't have any sons to pardon either on the way out. So, you know, I can't even blow it on the way out either. So there you go. Very nice. All right.
Yeah, clap for yourself. Clap it up. Yeah, clap it up. That's right. That's right. Clap it. That's right. Clap it up.
Real office, not oval shaped, but much vastly improved.
No way. You mean that thing we just saw isn't the real office?
On to the wall with this camera, which allows it to be such a good shot that I can now use technology to do things like this. Pretty damn cool, right?
You could have done this years ago.
Awesome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to say thank
you. Look at him sway. Why does he do that? Also, I love I love how the green screen tries to like thinks that his shirt is part of the background, so he's like a ghost. That's hilarious. That's so funny.
This is the 1 month kind of.
And then and then I'm touching his hair. His hair is like ruining the green screen because he keeps touching it. Just that weird thing. It's hilarious.
Here of DSPolitics. I've had a great time with this show. Okay, streaming it exclusively on Kick is definitely the right way to go. That way you don't get crossover with my gaming content. Like on the DSP gaming channel, we don't really talk about this show at all. It's all about.
That's such a lie. You talk about DSPolitics like every day. You're like, oh, we got DSPolitics. And then like on his day off, we'll talk about how there's too many black people robbing stores. It's like, okay, buddy. Okay, pal. I thought this wasn't DSPolitics.
Gaming over there and that kind of stuff. Here, we've separated it on Kick and of course with the highlight clips that I've made and uploaded to my DSP Reacts channel, excuse me, on YouTube. Which has been doing well. Once again, 3rd week in a row, all the clips that I uploaded to the channel did much better than the old content that I was putting on that channel. Every clip, I think at a minimum, got like 400 or 500 views. Some got almost 1,000 views. So the clips are doing well.
Good job. Congratulations. 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 Wow. Wow, congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations, Phil. That's a brilliant one. I probably shouldn't. That clip's like 20 seconds long. I could also do.
Everyone wants me to talk about. I want to talk about. I think it's gonna.
Alright, big up Snort Burnell.
We've got
a party we had. You can't hear him? Good. You don't need to hear him. He's just speaking nonsense. He's just begging. Yeah, he's
some clips for this week.
Don't do it again. Don't spam. I'm laying out the rules. That's right. How?
Because it really depends on how long we talk about all the other topics.
Listen, the point of the stream is not necessarily to listen to him. It's to laugh at him. He is the yapper. He is.
I want to do something different.
This might surprise you. This might surprise you, but his average daily interaction is speaking to a camera on stream. Granted, I'm not much different. You don't see rules. It's verbal. You take a verbal oath You take a verbal oath that when you join my live chat, you will not spam or I will mute you. I mean, listen, all I'm saying is that you learned it firsthand, okay?
To this point, pretty much everything that I've kind of talked about on this show has been about real heavy political stuff, what politicians are doing and things.
Oh, real heavy. Oh yeah, real cutting edge political commentary. Listen, I've watched my fair share of political stuff on YouTube back in my day. Yours classifies as the most milquetoast, uneducational political stuff ever, which is why I find it's funny. You have 10 different accounts.
Like that.
Subscribe. Remember to subscribe on all 10 of your accounts.
Politics is not just laws and politicians and government. Politics involves culture. Politics involves ways of thought.
People use them. That's why like and subscribe with your 10 alternative accounts or
that
whatever.
pendulum swings back and forth, right? And at one point it was way to the one side, now it's swinging back the other way. So
yeah,
White is getting a live action movie.
I'll get this even in here one day. Talk about don't spam. Just don't spam, please. I'm asking you from man to man. I'm asking you not to spam. I need to get Steven in here so he can say the joke. It's the funny joke that I definitely didn't tell him.
And the trailer was released just a couple days ago. I would like to do a live react to the Snow White trailer with all of you tonight. And
why?
Let's get together and see what we think.
How is that political in the slightest?
That's going to be a great way to end the show. It's probably going to be a hilarious laughing stock from what I've heard. Anyway.
How is that a political in the slightest? It's a movie trailer. Are you gonna? Is she black? Is that what it is? Is that why it's political? Is because there's a black person in it or something? Swear. If that's why, I'm gonna rage quit. I'm gonna rage quit. I'm gonna rage. Sorry. I'm sorry.
A couple quick housekeeping things before we begin. My merchandise shop is in full swing at Dark.
Hold on. Look at this. Phil, stop banning me for nothing. That's hilarious. Oh, it's so funny. Oh no, I tried to drag the window from YouTube. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. This is honestly the perfect song for this stream. I love it.
Licensed hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, tote bags, all kinds of stuff.
He needs that money. He really needs that money.
I strongly urge you give it a look tonight and order because you know what's gonna happen. This is on-demand product. They only make it when it's ordered, so it's gonna end up being all caught up in holiday processing time and everything. So order early, order often, and use darksidephil.shop. Number two, you want to be someone to submit topics for this show on a weekly basis, become a submissions tier member on the DSP Reacts YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. People who are members on that channel can submit all kinds of clips, stories, and content.
That's right. Thank you for boosting my chat rate, Sebastian. Wait, I forgot to set the tags. Oops. I'm gonna do that while he's just yapping.
Members over there. So thank you to those who are over there supporting, because let me tell you, I know since I canceled my ongoing weekly clip show, basically the support on that channel has dwindled a lot. A lot of people canceled their memberships, and I get it, okay? But the good news is there's long-form React content coming back to that channel very shortly, and this is another way that you can be a part of my content, okay? Lastly, tonight, the live stream only on Kick, right? So if you can, please support tonight's stream in any way that you can. How can you? You can become a subscriber of this channel here on Kick, all right? Or you can gift subs to everyone on the channel. That helps a ton. Or you can tip me. A lot of people say they're interested in the show. They just don't want to make a Kick account. They'll be watching from the
right, thank you.
Right? I don't have an account, but I'm going to be watching.
Right, I hope these
do that. And if you want to interact,
hope these
all you have to do is tip me.
All right, you could. All right, do that one more time. I'm gonna mute you. Mute you again.
Message, and I'll read it out live, and I'll respond, answer any questions. You know, it's open discussion with the audience as well as with the audience there behind the scenes. So, and let's hit the goal already. We got a good head start, $27 out of the 150 goal. So let's get that moving. Anyone who contributes, thank you so much. You will get a live shout out. Okay. Ava
Yeah.
Cowboy rocks. The
See,
way
I love-
platform reacting works is very.
I love his mentality of like getting a live shout out for anything as low as $1 up to in ad infinitum will get you only a shout out on his stream. Like you could give him your entire life savings. It's okay, Sebastian. If you could give this man your entire life savings, and like all he would do for you is say, "Thank you for donating, user," and then he'd say your money. But like that's all you need. That's all you need. Like, yeah, I've done my end of the bargain. Like, what? What?
Simple. I'm gonna do probably about one a month moving forward, depending on time. If there's more time, I'll probably do more than one. All right. People who remained Ultra members of my React channel got to suggest topics. I am going to use those suggested topics eventually, but right now, an opportunity presented itself. So good with this documentary about Mr. Medicare that just released by June the King, and when I presented.
Why? I don't understand why he wants to react to Medicare. See, I think it's just because he's hoping, because he knows that like Medicare knows about Phil, but from what I've heard, that the documentary doesn't bring up Phil in the slightest. Like DSP is nothing more than a footnote in Medicare's career, and like he wanted to interview, like he wanted to get on stream with Phil at some point, but like poor Medicare is just so darn sick. He's like probably gonna die. Like I think I'm okay in saying that because he's gonna die like soon. Look out. Listen, I see you retract all your messages. I don't care what you do with your messages once you send them. Look up, look down, look and left, because you don't treat me right.
That idea, hundreds of people spoke up on the internet and said,
Hundreds of people.
They went nuts. Even YouTubers were like,
Hold on. Hundreds of people. I don't think I can find it. Uh-oh. Oh no, my secret background has been exposed. Forget, hold on. They call me DSP. That's Instagram. That's Twitter. Where's the other one? Sure, dude. What was I'm trying to remember what the other one I found was. Is that where I live? Yeah, I live on an outset island. Yeah, I've been exposed. That didn't ruin everything in OBS. Oh, it did. It absolutely did ruin everything. Hold on. There. Everything's fixed. Everything's back to normal. Where's the other one? Oh, blue. I guess someone took it. Wait, I'm trying to remember. There was one other like Twitter that I was like, oh, Knitter. I think it was Knitter. Was it? Was it? You're at my door? It's cold outside. What are you doing out there? Okay, this is taking too long.
Do it. You gotta do it. That's gonna be a great.
Because I don't like Twitter,
That's
because
the
it's
very
like,
first one. And after that, I'll be more drawing upon the suggestions of the Ultra members, FYI.
like you can only scroll down for so
Busty Phil,
long.
I tried to become a submission to your member.
And you can't even like leave the main tab.
Okay. Busty Phil, FYI, sometimes you cannot become a member for various reasons. If you're a branded account, I don't think you can become a member. It's
My
very
God.
weird in that
Is this
regard.
really his account? It is.
So anyway, you know, if you're having issues, you may want to try a
Or
different
not.
YouTube
Oh,
account.
knock knock. Who's there?
But that's the only thing I've heard, that people can't become a member on YouTube because they have a certain kind of account, a brand account or something like that. Now, I don't know how that works. I don't.
Oh,
really
these are
understand
like
the difference
old
between a
tweets. I
brand
was like,
account
why
and
am I
a
seeing
brand
all
account,
this?
Wish I could help you with that one. I don't know.
Ugh.
Okay. Okay. I think I covered everyone's concerns and questions, right? So without further ado,
Open up.
okay, yes. Without further ado, I think we'll get to our first topic of the night. Ladies and gents, let's do it here on DS Politics.
Oh my god. It was so tweet. That's why I didn't recognize it. Hold on. You have a joke for me? Alright, hit me up. Hit me with it.
And by the way, I can
Alright,
actually-
knock knock. Who's there? Here it is. They cow me. Alright, who's there? Who's there? Alright, hold on. Sorry, this is...
Move my camera now. I had this here from earlier today when I was doing gameplay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, oh, I can't stand this guy. Look at this. Look at this garbage. He's like, Destiny is trying to roll with it like I did my Instagram. Shut up, man. Destiny, like, sucked the man off, and DSP wants to take a dunk on him because of the DSP clip. You're an annoying cow. That's not what a cow says. Cow goes moo. Because like Destiny roasted him for not knowing like car dealership stuff, and now DSP's all over him. Wait, hold on. Where's? I guess okay. This is like worst Twitter, I guess. Account ownership. I can report him. That's fire. I guess I'll also just like hold on. I'm trying to find like what was his where was his epic ratio? I guess I'll find it if I just scroll enough. This one? Leiden will not be held accountable. A career politician Leiden will not be held accountable for it? Welcome to America. They are a protected upper class. Oh my, look at this. This is what he thinks counts as like biting political commentary. Like, yeah, I'm 14 and this is deep. Like, okay. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I guess he sees that as like cutting political commentary. I'm looking for the ratio. Oh, here it is. An entire story about a manosphere, and the only example you gave was Nick Fuentes. Someone who literally today has a video with a liberals. Oh, it's another Destiny. He got 100 likes and 20 replies. Can I like jump to this link? How do I jump? I guess I can't. That's such a weird... Oh, share? What does that do? What? How do I do this? What is this? Okay. I don't know. How do I wish I could, like, open up the thing. Because it's just, like, a garbage Twitter mirror. But he got 100 likes. And he's like, I got an epic ratio. Hold on, this was 5 days ago? Okay. We're gonna do some research. Let me see. 12, 22. Alright, we're doing research. Because, I want to know. Did he actually ratio them? How do I cook a devil? Like a deviled egg? I think you're supposed to, like, boil an egg. More than one. You can do more than one. You boil some eggs, and then you, like, season them, I think. I've never actually made one. I've boiled eggs before. Like, that's not some accomplishment. Let me see, alright. Alright, let me see. Hold on, sorry. Dead air. I'm sorry. I'm looking for it. DNA evidence links. Okay, Canada sues Google. What is he talking about? Maybe they deleted it or something. Underworld devil. Well, you can't cook something that can't be burnt. Where is it? I don't know. Maybe they did delete it. Not that I really care. He's like, yeah, I mean, I guess he ratioed. Oh, here it is. I found it. Emboldened manosphere accelerates threats demeaning language. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it got 24 likes. And then DSP got 100. I guess it wasn't popular. Yes, you can. I don't know. I don't play Doom. That's a lie. I played Doom one time. Whatever. I mean, yeah, it is a ratio. It is technically a ratio, but it's not like King 5 News, the Twitter account, gets a lot of interaction to begin with. First you freeze it. I guess that makes sense.
It wasn't working.
It does have a lot, but it's not like I don't know. I don't really count like followers as the same as interaction.
I think we could just scoot it.
And you cook it.
Scoot it right down to the corner.
That's right. You ever tried fried ice cream?
Okay. So our first topic of the night, ladies and gentlemen, is, as I had said earlier, over in Australia, they're up to some hijinks, man.
Yeah.
The politicians over there.
Honestly.
Moves, but
Honestly. Okay. Controversial take. I think this is a good law, and I think America, as well as the not just America, but the rest of the world, should invest in a law as such, because I do think that social media, it is engineered to be addictive, and because I want to cook you. How do you cook a devil? Why would I tell you? Also, I'm not a devil. I'm a demon. There's a difference. But I do think because it's sort of like the how do you answer the like predator problem? It's like, well, it's kind of like asking how do you answer the rape problem? You know, you don't. You just like you can't like you can't stop people. You know, because then you're starting to get into like the what is it Oh, I read that book. What's it called? Why are all of the comments retracted? Because Sebastian loves deleting his comments. So not much I can do about that. What was I saying? I forget what the book was, but there's that book. It was like a short story about like people who have the ability to predict the future, and you know they use that to fight crime. And so then the moral question of if we tell people about the crimes, would they do it? It's like if we lived in a world, then it would be a lot easier. But it's like, you know, the best place to solve these issues is to like keep minors away from these issues, away from these areas. That's one of the reasons. Another reason is that it's detrimental to their education, to their mental health. Oh, so I can't mute you. I mean, I can still mute. What's up, Caleb? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. As I was saying, I do think it's detrimental for like, you know, these young children to be on social media so much and doing so much. You know, they spend so much time, and it is engineered to be addictive. Especially sites like Instagram, like Twitter, like TikTok. Those sites especially, those are meant to be addictive in one way or another. So I think that's a good thing. I don't know exactly, you know, I'm not a lawmaker. I'm not someone who can exactly say what would be good and bad law. Like what would the extent be? Should we keep children? Excuse me one sec. I forgot to unmute. I was saying basically that, you know, YouTube Kids exists, but you can't moderate all of YouTube. That's physically impossible. And you know, YouTube is still a free platform. Train us in the basement. Listen, man, I'm in the basement. It's my mom's basement. I'm sorry. I had to come out like this. But you know, as I was saying, it's, you know, it's sort of like a deep issue that you have to figure out. And it's like, how do you know? I think it's something that people aren't really willing to address, especially with the American government being filled with so many old people because there's no like age limit for terms. That's a whole other thing that DSP would never ever talk about because he has no idea what depth is. Sorry, let's hear Phil's oh so nuanced take on this.
People of Australia are kind of confused about it, and there seems to be a big difference of opinion over there about this one, so I wanted to cover it here tonight on DSPolitics, okay? So, Australian Parliament bans social media for under 16s with the world first law.
Sorry.
That's right. They're basically saying your kids are not allowed on social media. Now, immediately...
I think that's, again, like I said, I think that's a good change. I think, you know, social media is engineered to be addictive. And I think that a lot, you know, I have spent a lot of time on social media. I think you know, and I said the thing about how it's, you know, it's about kid corruption. You know, I just think it would be a good change, to be perfectly honest. To have, you know, and it's like, at some point, you know, you can't do everything. Yeah, make platforms including TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, X, and Instagram liable for up to $50 million. Wow.
when this story hit earlier in the week, what the hell is this? HDCP for what? Are you kidding me?
Dude, his capture card broke. Dude, this guy's insane. This guy's insane. In case you weren't familiar, this man records he doesn't record, like, he's not recording like screen capture on his PC. He's recording his screen of a different computer. When is the next BTD6 stream gonna come out? Within the next 7 days, Caleb. Big things are happening. Look, I've been coding. It almost works. I mean, it technically does work, but I'm worried of a memory leak. Look, all right, look at this. Look at this. And then you get a code, and then you go here, and then you enter the code. Look at this. Look at this. And then I send you a code. And then, come on, yeah, you get a code. Look at that. Look at that. The only problem is that there's currently a memory leak issue that I'm trying to solve, where if that's berserk. I don't know why I clicked on that. There's currently a memory leak issue. So like you'll see that this is just keeping track of memory in like a digestible way. Excuse me. So let's see if I delete this one, the host room, and then this will update, but it doesn't update if I delete that one. And so that's currently the memory leak issue because this remains in memory. This is computer talk. This is computer talk. I'm sorry. But basically, if too many of these get created, you'll run out of an important resource, and then the servers will crash, and then someone will get mad at me probably. Sorry, that was a nerd talk.
First of all, I disabled HDCP on this capture device. To be clear, I turned it off.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I said all that while I was muted. I was gonna have because I had to blow my nose.
HDCP error? What the hell does that mean?
Well, oh my gosh. Jeez, I don't know. High definition captured something. Like, have you thought about scanning the QR code that's on your screen, buddy? Sorry, I gotta stop the program.
There's no way that they would not allow me to have a news story on the screen. So I have no clue. What does it say? Please scan the QR code or go to the link below for detailed instructions.
Anyways, so the next Bloon stream will probably be within the next 7 days. Hopefully tomorrow. I'd say like at the latest next Friday.
I guess first thing I'll do is I'll pause recording because it'd be pretty stupid if I kept recording there. All right, that's number one.
Dude, what is this?
How the hell do I get HDCP off of this device when I already did? Let me see if I can.
Oh my gosh!
Figure this out. I already disabled it because
look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Device had it on and I'd already turned it off.
Already turn it off, guys. Okay, I'm not. Do I want to watch all of this?
I don't know if this is gonna.
I have a lot of skip. I got. What is this, like 20 minutes of skip juice? Jeez.
Yeah, of course, an error.
So I'm a yapper. I love yapping.
Let's see. On again. Happened. Why? There you go.
All right. Well, I guess it got turned on again because he's.
I don't know what happened. Why it was on. I just turned it off. Okay, this might fix the issue.
Yeah.
Somehow it got turned back on. Don't ask me how.
I don't know.
I legit have no
idea. Is it a dumb product? Is it a stupid product and the devs are stupid and they're book smart, not street smart?
Maybe when I did driver updates and stuff, it totally redid all my settings. I'm not sure. But I have it off now. Okay. So hopefully it doesn't go back on.
Look at this guy.
And now we should be able to proceed with the show.
No, he's not.
Let's double check.
I would not call that spamming.
That was fucking stupid.
Okay, DSP, get on with it. Oh my gosh. Shall we? Okay. Mute him. I'll mute you before I mute him, bro.
Let's continue. So, Australian Parliament banned social media for under 16s with a world first law. And admittedly, when this was first announced, okay, I was like, social media, like in every country, there's different kinds of social media.
Hold on. So I actually want to read this. So the law makes platforms including TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, X, and Instagram Okay, so yeah, I was gonna say like it's not. It doesn't. Don't bring me into that. Don't bring me into your squabble, you peasants. Sorry. Yeah, this doesn't include YouTube, which I find interesting. Which is honestly fair. I don't think YouTube's that big of a problem. But yeah, honestly, these are all fair. Like I do think that I don't know about I don't know. Snapchat feels more like an instant messenger, and also a distinct lack of Discord. I feel. I know that's kind of hypocritical coming from me, but I feel like Discord is I don't know. I mean, it depends. Because Discord kind of falls into like the KIK, not KICK. Like the kick, where it's sort of like an instant messenger almost. I feel like it's a bit different, so I could kind of see where they're going with that because it's not as inherently addictive as the rest listed are. So I think that all of these are honestly extremely fair, and I think places like America, Europe, obviously, etc., etc. Obviously, I know what I'm talking about. But I excuse me. I think that's a good law that more places should vote for, because I do think that it falls under childhood protection, because the internet is a dangerous place. Like it's a lot of people look back on like what made the internet so good back in the day, and it was honestly the lack of kids. I know that's kind of rude to say because I know my audience, but anyways, back on with it.
Only have their own internal social media and don't actually allow external social media. Others allow everything. And I was
like China. What are you talking about? Like some places have their own like internal social medias. So what? Like this is Australia. Does Australia have their own like localized social media? I'm in the wrong tab. Does Australia have its own local social media? Type 11 if he's not. I'll type 11 if he's hot. Australia's under 16. Anger and relief. 6 News. Okay. This AI, I don't know. Yeah, all I'm getting is banning it. I'm going to be interested to see the statistics from Australia. How many users fell off after this law on places like
they announced
these?
This law and passed it. Like what's covered, right? So here it is.
What do you mean? It says it right there. I guess he's saying like in post terms.
The law makes platforms including TikTok.
What? Why are he's like TikTok? Okay, buddy.
Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, X, and Instagram liable for fines of up to 50 million Australian dollars or 33 million American dollars for systemic failures to prevent children younger than 16 from holding accounts. The Senate passed the bill on Thursday, 34 votes to 19, and then the House of Representatives overwhelmingly approved it, 102 to 13.
I think that's fair. I think that's
House on
fair.
Friday endorsed opposition amendments made in the Senate, making the bill law.
Makes sense.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese
Yeah.
said the law supported parents concerned by online harms to their children. Platforms now have a social.
How old am I? I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't remember. To be honest.
To ensure the safety of our kids is a priority for them, Albanese told reporters.
I think that's fair. Like I said, like young kids being on those platforms is kind of dangerous because it's exposing you to a lot of things. And especially because there's a lot. Like, I'll say this much: I deleted my Instagram account because of all of the how do you say, tempting content. My age is in chat. What, 13 or 11? I don't know. That's I'm not trying to find out kids' ages here. All right.
Now, here's the weird thing about this.
What's weird about it,
And this is
Billy
what I don't
boy?
understand, and I don't know if anyone's addressed this yet. So at least in the United States of America,
I'm sure I'm picking up
there
my
is a
phone.
law in place, and that law states that these social media sites and also other
Wait.
sites such as YouTube
Wait, hold on.
states, okay, there is a law,
Hold on.
okay, and this is what I don't understand, and I don't know if
Hold
anyone's
on.
addressed this yet. So at least in the United States of America,
Okay, this is an Australian law.
okay, there is a law in place, and that law states that these social media sites and also other sites such as YouTube, Twitch, and others, okay, they're not legally responsible for the content on their
Okay, but what does that have to do with the users? This law doesn't protect speech or whatever. This isn't about speech. This is about users on the platform. Like, that law, yes, it's a loophole for things like this, which is why they're saying, well, we can't make a law, you know, we can't say, you know, and nobody really wants them to, like, you know, no one really wants to hold companies responsible for what is published, because that would be horrible. That would be honestly terrible. You know, because then it would become, you know, I remember there was like a lawsuit for Twitter a while back that was basically saying that Twitter has rampant censorship and it should be, one second, excuse me, it would be legally considered a publisher instead of a platform. What is, I don't know, man. I don't know what 19 times 45 is. But it was saying that Twitter would legally be considered a publisher instead of a platform, which meant that it could be held responsible for the posts that were posted on the Twitter. I don't actually think the lawsuit went through. I think it was just sort of like or it was just sort of like a thing that was a threatened, yeah, good speak well, Isaac. But like he's making like a false equivalency is what I'm saying, is that like he's saying we have a law that protects in America that protects platforms, which it wouldn't really matter outside of America because you know, you can't really do that without pressure, of course. But yes, I know what he's referring to, but this has nothing to do with the user base. The users themselves have nothing to do with this law. So I don't know. He's making like a weird comparison.
but they are responsible for policing if things are reported. So for example, right now, if someone were to upload a horrendous criminal act on YouTube, like a freaking murder or something, right? YouTube's not responsible for the fact that it got uploaded, but if someone reports it, YouTube is responsible for the removal of that material because it presents a illegal act in it, okay? Now, that is the law that has prevented websites from being sued into oblivion for like 20, 30 years. It's the reason why websites can host any content and don't get in trouble. It's why YouTube allows instant uploads, why a website like Twitch allows an instant stream without reviewing the content first. If they were liable for the content on the sites, they would have to...
Okay, yeah, this is all fair, it's all understandable. What does this have to do with the user base, though? This law doesn't affect the people post. This protects what they post. And if he's going to make the argument that, legally speaking, these, like, 16 and unders are legally protected, that doesn't make sense, because it's sort of like saying, you'd have a better time arguing discrimination and free speech. you'd have a much easier time than, like, the companies can't be sued for what people post. Like, is he gonna make the argument that you can't sue these companies for hosting 16-year-olds when, one, this is an Australian law, and two, this isn't about what people post, this is about who's posting them, which is two completely different things.
Sure that every piece of content is in line with
I don't know.
And therefore, they probably wouldn't ever allow someone to just upload something without review first. Now imagine that. Imagine if I was going to stream on Kick tonight and Kick had to sit there.
See, like, he doesn't get it, because he's seeing this thing as in he's seeing this as like when you post, they're gonna vet you every time you post to make sure you're not 16. When it's before you're even let in through the doors, they're gonna check your ID, kind of deal.
Have like a 10-minute delay of when you could see me because they're sitting there watching the live stream to make sure that it's not violating U.S. law. Okay, so that's what's always protected these companies in the U.S. But this is Australia, and I guess in Australia they're saying, "Hey, we do it differently, and we don't care about your international laws." This
Well, I don't know if that's I don't even know if it's a law. Actually, I think it is a law. I wouldn't know. I'm not well versed too much in the how you say law sphere. I don't know too much about it. But he's just making like a false comparison, I guess, to sound smart, or maybe he is just that much of a tool.
is our own internal law. Okay, so
I think
of
it's
course
fast
all the
enough.
social media platforms immediately saying things. Oh, this is a rushed.
Well, of course.
This is definitely a rushed decision.
Well, of course, they're all gonna say that. Thanks, web highlights. But of course they're all gonna say that because that's their money. Those 16 and unders, that's their money. Of course they're gonna say like, oh, you can't do that because now that like I love Pandora's box. If I could marry Pandora's box, I would. But like what people don't understand is like once this law has been enacted, other people are gonna say, hey, can we do this? Because a lot of people care about the children. I know it's like think of the children, but seriously, like, you know, it's been a growing issue. Like if you've looked, I know that correlation doesn't equal causation, but is there not like, you know, reasonable suspicion? You know, it's why, you know, it's why in court you have to prove something beyond like reasonable doubt, you know, like even if you can't definitively prove it with hard evidence, if you can get people to believe it, it will be true. And I think there's arguably enough evidence and proof that, how do I say, that like, sorry, I'm kind of slow. What I'm saying is that I think there's enough proof and like evidence to suggest that social media, like the ones that this law affects, is negatively impacting our children. And I think this is a good law, and of course, the people who rely on these under 16 and unders for money are gonna say, well, the law is rushed. They're gonna have all these clapbacks, but that's because there's a reason to.
This shouldn't have.
But it's because I don't know why. I don't know.
This shouldn't have happened. Why on earth would you do this? You know, to our companies. The social media ban legislation has been released and passed within a week. As a result, no one can confidently explain how it will work in practice. The community and platforms are in the dark about what exactly is required of them. Amendments passed.
Yeah, see, that's the real problem. Like all of this is hypothetical and theoretical. Because how are you going to vet someone before they sign up outside of requiring ID verification? Which, I'll be honest, is kind of not good. Like as much as I want to say, hey, requiring people to verify their age, but like how are you going to do that and keep people anonymous? Like that's kind of impossible. I don't know. See, like he's probably gonna say something like, yeah, I don't know. They're just gonna like ask you.
Passed on Friday bolster privacy protections. Platforms would not be allowed to compel users to provide government-issued identity documents, including passports or driver's licenses.
I'm on the same thought train as this thing. It says, fears that it will impact the privacy. Who must establish they're older than 16. I agree. That will affect privacy.
So basically what they're saying is you can't have an account until you're older than 16. But by the way, there's also no way for you to prove how old you are. So what are they
Well, I like how he says there's no way. Well, there is a way. It's called ID. What people aren't worried about isn't that, how do you say? What people are worried about isn't that, you know, how are we going to figure it out? It's that the like only way to do it is with ID. And the only way to do it will like diminish people's anonymity. And I think it's entirely fair to want to keep people anonymous who want to stay anonymous. Because, you know, I know how cringe a lot of people are and like, nobody should be anonymous, but people want to be anonymous, you know? I think that, like, you know, being anonymous is okay. I don't think you should have... He doesn't know Bob? Like Bob is starting an army. Bob is starting an army!
supposed to do that? This definitely reminds me of some laws that have been passed in the United States. I remember when I first moved out here to Washington State in 2014, okay? The Obamacare laws, when President Obama was in power, had just passed. This changed the entire way the healthcare system worked in America. So here's what happened. I moved from Connecticut, a state on the East Coast, to Washington, a state on the West Coast. That means I no longer qualified for the healthcare that I'd had in Connecticut.
Might just be
So I
trolling you,
used the
Cody. I
process.
don't
I
know.
went online. I found the information. I filled out the forms. I did everything I was supposed to do to get healthcare out here. I waited 2 months and never got a reply. So I contacted them. And they said, oh, well, actually, there's no way to properly do it right now because the system's still in flux. We're just getting employees in here to start working the system. So likely your application to get healthcare in Washington has been sitting around in the system unlooked at for 2 straight months, and we don't have any personnel to do it yet. I said, what?
Yeah, because this guy really needs healthcare. He needs his gout medicine. Honor system, that is true. Hold on, let me pull this guy out. This guy's based right here. He says honor system, lol. Respect that. Yeah, God forbid I cut off his tip skull, because we really need that.
Passed the law for Obamacare, but they never actually put the infrastructure in for it to work.
Well,
So,
yeah.
people-
Well, it's it's like I don't like. Yeah, what do you expect them to do? Like, what do you expect them to do? Because it's like, if the law doesn't get passed, then that means they don't have to make it. Like, they're like, and nobody knows if the law gets passed until it's passed. And so, like, yeah, it's inconvenient and awkward, because of that. But there's no point in, like, you know, there's no point in making a car if the car just might get thrown away, you know? Like, like, you don't make the prototype just for them to, like, turn around and say, oh, well, we never actually had any, like, plans to sell anything like this. You don't do that. You don't make the stock. You don't make the stock of the prototype and then throw the prototype away and say you're not doing it. Like, you don't do that. It's not, like, obviously, like, what did you expect them to do?
We're just sitting around with no healthcare for months on end. What was I supposed to do? What if I broke my leg and I go to the hospital? I have no health insurance.
That's right. He could have broke his leg standing up in a chair.
Pay for my bills. You know, that's how it was. And that's
I
what
like
it sounds like to
clicking.
me
I'm a
is
clicker.
happening.
I'm a clicker, not a
This
space bar.
policy. It sounds like this policy was rushed past, and all of a sudden they're well. How do you implement it?
Well, yeah. Well, you gotta remember the people who are saying that it's rushed have financial vested interest in the law not being there. So they're trying to, like, persuade people into saying that, oh, it's actually a bad idea. But ultimately, it is now their jobs to figure out how to get the law to work. And yeah, of course, they're gonna whine and complain about how, oh, I've got to figure out how to get it to work now. But, like, oh, but yeah, you, like, obviously, and, like, it is a financial thing. They're just trying to, you know, because again, advertisers want to sell to kids. If they can't sell to kids, they're not selling to really anybody. Sorry, I'm rambling again.
Someone's age. So how would this policy even work, right? Senator David Shoebridge from the Minority Greens Party said mental health experts agreed the ban could dangerously isolate many people who use social media to find support. The policy will hurt young people the most, especially in regional communities and the LGBTQI community, by cutting them off. Exemptions apply for health and educational services.
I want to speak on that.
Messenger Kids,
I'm not going to speak on that.
Kids Helpline, and Google Classroom. Opposition Senator Maria.
Exemptions will apply for health and education, including YouTube, Messenger Kids, WhatsApp, Kids Helpline, and Google Classroom. I guess they don't have Kik in Australia. I'm talking about KIK. What about sites like Twitch? They didn't mention Twitch. I don't know. That feels different, but it's like, it is like, obviously there's gonna be exceptions. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the law states exactly. Do I agree? Do I agree in what? You come out when you know Bob. Do you agree? I don't agree.
Kopacek said the bill was not radical but necessary. The core focus of the legislation is simple. It demands that social media companies take reasonable steps to identify and remove underage users from their platforms. This is a responsibility these companies should have been fulfilling long ago, but for too long they shirked these responsibilities.
Well, okay, I don't know if I agree with that statement because their terms of service say you have to be 13 and older to sign up. There's nothing about 16, and, you know, it's not illegal, but it's not against TOS. So I don't know if it's responsibilities they should have been fulfilling. I don't necessarily know about that. It's definitely like a touchy subject because obviously there's a lot of children on the internet.
Profits.
I don't
okay?
know.
And even
I
an
wouldn't
online
know.
safety campaigner. So this woman, Sonia Ryan, her 15-year-old daughter Carly was murdered by a 50-year-old pedophile who pretended to be a teenager online. He described the Senate vote as a monumental moment in protecting our children from.
Yeah, I agree. See, that's what it's like. It's sort of like, how to ban him? I'll mute him for 5 minutes. How about that? I'll mute him for 5 minutes. Yeah, he's timed out for 5 more minutes. That'll let him cool off. But it's sort of like the issue of how do we protect the children? You're welcome, Cody. How do we protect the children? Well, get them away from the bad people. Like, there's a lot of bad people on the internet, and you don't know, and you're never going to know until they do something. So it's like taking your child into like a biker gang bar. You don't want to do that. You want to take them away from that. You don't want to put them in those situations. And it's like, it's sort of like if there's free roam, then it's like, oh well, because it's difficult because we just hand children cell phones nowadays without thinking about it. And even with Apple products being as guided as they are, kids still find a way. It's not it's not airtight. So it is definitely a touchy subject. Especially when it comes down to like, well, how do I know you're legally allowed to use this? Oh, I guess my music died. I don't know. Chat, what hour-long remix should I... we're gonna play Eclusian Dance next. There, I like this song. But, how do you protect someone's identity while verifying who they are? It's impossible. So definitely, I agree. The risk is, and it comes down to what do you think is more important, anonymity or child safety? And like it sounds harsh to be like, oh well, think of the children, or like I don't want to think of the children, but like like it is like what do you value more? And it's apparent that Australia values child safety more than they do anonymity, and I think that's entirely fair. I'm not gonna say they're right or wrong for deciding as such, because being anonymous is important. I know it's increasingly getting tougher to be anonymous, especially with websites who have agendas, people who have agendas, who run the websites, and if they got personal information, it's a tough question. Like, what do you do? And ultimately, my answer is I don't use it. I use LinkedIn because obviously I have to, because I'm trying to start a career. That's different. That's something that you're meant to not be anonymous on. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And even then, it's the slippery slope. Like once we ban all of these, what's next? There's all sorts of questions you could ask about this, but all he has to say is, they're stupid for voting it in because it was rushed, and he's just gonna buy it because he's an utter consumer.
It's too late for my daughter and the many other people who already suffered, but let us stand together on their behalf and embrace this together. So, reading this article, all right, and we keep going because now you have people from Snapchat are talking about it and everything. Basically, what it sounds to me like is after some of these horrible things are happening, right? Now, pedophiles are harming kids because they're impersonating younger people online, and kids are getting fooled. And awful story of this girl passed away, was murdered by a pedophile.
Getting fooled.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's incredibly easy to lie on the internet. You would know, Phil. You've been lying for 15 years. Sorry.
So, should some safeguards be in place?
Yes.
Kind of stuff? I would argue yes. But, I mean, there's a few questions, first of all, that I have to pose here, okay? I understand that we're in a busy world, correct? Everyone's busy, everyone's got stuff going on. Parents got work and other things, but at some point, don't you think that if your kid is under 16, that you should have some control over their life? Like, you should know at least who they're talking to, what they're doing. Like, that's awful to me, that a pedophile is, murdered kids. But what kind of an environment was it that the kids were never had their online interactions reviewed by their parents to know that this was going on?
Okay, well, let's reframe it for a minute. Let's take someone who was, you know, that situation that was brought up earlier of you know, that young girl who was fooled into thinking that there was a online pedophile who murdered her child. How were we to know that it's fake? Like, how do you know? Like, even if the parents vetting it, like, if he never did anything, you know, sexual, and he just said, hey, let's hang out one time, and under the entire guise and pretense that it was a, you know, 15-year-old girl or whatever, I don't know, under just a child, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hang out with him and blah 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 blah, and then she gets raped and murdered. How are you to know beforehand? It's like, oh well, see, he's going for the, well, kids should be, or parents should be more responsible with their kids, but like, there comes a point where you can't know. You're unsubbing now. I'm sorry to lose you, Sebastian. I hope I can get you to subscribe again one day. It's my fault. Yeah, that's crazy. But it's sort of like he's going for the parents should be more responsible, and I agree. There is absolutely a limit of parents should be responsible for their kids online, but how responsible can you be? Like, I agree that it's like on sites like YouTube and Twitch, parents need to be more responsible because you can see the kind of content they're indulging in, which is why I try to keep my content family friendly, relatively speaking. I know this isn't. I try to keep it like your parents would see this and assume I'm just like funny. They assume I'm like Vinny Vinesauce at worst, which I try to be. Try to be like him because I remember, I don't know, my mom didn't like Vinny. He said fuck too many times. I try to be like a PG movie. But this is all to say that like you can only be so responsible, you know. Who am I talking to? I don't know. Probably talking to you, calling you a sore loser. But you know, parents can only be so responsible, especially on like social media sites. And he's going for that angle because he can't think any more deep than that, because I guess his parents are probably overprotective of him. I don't know. But it is definitely like a tricky subject that, you know, and I don't think it's fair to say, no, we should never do something like this unless we thought it all through, because like, what's the incentive for companies to do that? Because not doing that is just more money, and the incentive in a world where that law is prevalent, the incentive is less money if we don't do it. So it is definitely going to be a very dumb head boy take from him.
No. Well, you know, obviously, if someone you've never met before, now you're meeting with a stranger.
Well,
from online, and the parent didn't know and isn't involved. That's a little bizarre to me.
Well, again, it sort of comes down to, like, you know, you've interacted with this person for maybe months on end. Who knows? I wouldn't know, but, like, you know, they were under this pretense that it was just another teenage girl. And, you know, maybe they're like, oh, let's hang out one day. And then you're like, oh, I'm hanging out with her. And, you know, you're like, oh, okay. And obviously, you know, you can't pry necessarily. Or, you know, maybe they just didn't say anything and they were like, oh, I'm going to hang out. Or they didn't say, oh, I met them online. Again, there's like a million different variables to this. And, like, there's one common denominator that you could just remove that would protect kids so much more. And that's remove the children from where the dangerous people are. And that's been my stance for a while. Because, again, you can only be so vigilant before an accident happens, before something happens. You know, people think that, oh, it's never going to happen to me, but you can only be so vigilant. And, you know, that's my point. I'm a yapper. I'm sorry. I'll stop yapping. I'll put the fries in the bag now. I'm sorry.
Have shirked the vast majority of their responsibilities. It seems to be like parents now think, I have the kid, and now society raises them. Throw them to the wolves. Let them go online. Let them watch TV. Let them do everything unchecked, unhindered, no discipline, no rule.
There are absolutely parents like that, but you know, there's always going to be edge cases. I feel like those are pretty frequent now, and I agree. Like, parents should be more responsible. But this isn't. Again, this law isn't just for the company. This is for the parents. Now that children, like like there's not only, I think there should also be legal repercussions for the parents if their child is caught using social media when they're not allowed to. Like obviously like nothing like crazy serious that would ruin the parents' lives, but just like, you know, like maybe a fine or a ticket or something, you know, like the equivalent of like maybe a parking ticket, or it's like, well, you're not supposed to, or like, you know, getting caught pirating a video game where it's like, hey, your child is doing all this. But it's definitely like a touchy subject. I you know, and it is about protecting kids. And we do need that repercussions on both sides of both the corporations and the parents, because the corporations can only do so much. Like, how are you gonna fine a company if their child, if like a parent's child like just slips through the cracks? Like obviously, like there's gonna be a point where it's the parent's fault. It's a touchy subject. It is. And I think that this law is opening the floodgates for it. That's why I think it's a good law, and it really is about protecting children. And I don't even know my own stance on this. I don't know if I think it's good, because I'm also a big proprietor of anonymity. I think people should be allowed to be nobody. You know? I'm not gonna go on another tangent. I'm not going on a tangent.
What do they say? The town raises it takes a village to raise a kid. So just let the village raise the kid, and I'm gonna go up over here and live my own life like I never had the kid. Okay?
Okay, buddy.
I'm sorry.
That's what that means.
Now we talked about this a week or two ago.
Of course you do.
Crime is rampant here in Seattle, and some of the criminals.
That is a completely unrelated topic. He's like, we're going from social media ban to protect children to crime is rampant in Seattle.
Criminals are literally 11 years old. I showed you the video of the 11-year-old with the assault rifle on camera holding up a gas station clerk, right?
Okay.
And if this is the case, if this is a parent who, you know...
But, again, like, how was that kid, and was he influenced by the people around him? It's sort of like, he doesn't understand. He's a dummy. It's supposed to be about dark side Phil, and I'm literally talking politics. I don't know. I mean, I guess it is politics, but my take is definitely more in depth than his. And I get to call him an idiot because he's an idiot who only cares about what affects him. Like I live in Seattle, so I'm gonna complain about crime statistics. Then move out of Seattle. You're the same guy who... I feel like I'm peaking a lot. I hope it's not too loud. But this is the same guy who's complaining about how, like, if you don't like America, you should just leave. You don't like Seattle, so you should leave. I hate this guy.
Is shirking their responsibility as a parent. Should they not be held accountable?
I'm worried. I feel like I'm gonna, like, piss my parents off. I can't wait till I move out. I need to get a job.
On the flip side of that, your child is going online and unhindered, unfiltered, talking to a million people who you don't know, and now is arranging meetups with them. Doesn't that sound a little fucked up and weird? Like, at what point do parents actually start raising their kids at this time? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I'm confused
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, what is going? When I was a kid, I did have access to the internet.
Like to some extent, I agree with this, but he's taking it to the extreme.
Until I was an adult, my parents knew how I was using it. I couldn't just use it unfiltered all day long. I had times of the day when I was allowed to use it for a set amount of time because I had other things to do. I had chores to do. I had homework to do. You know, I had a variety of life. I didn't just sit there on the internet talking to people all day when I was a kid.
I got a computer when I was like 14 or 15. Worst mistake ever.
In a lot of ways, I get it. My life right now is so much on the internet because my work is on the internet. Everything is on the internet.
13 or 14.
Kids should have a variety of life.
What was the worst mistake my parents
digital
made?
virtual. So
maybe for the better, actually. I probably would have turned out differently if I moved to my phone or something.
What would have happened?
That's not true. I had YouTube on my 3DS.
I'm confused.
You're dying. I can't help you, man.
You're never gonna get the media to dig that deep into the story, right? You never will, because it's like, well, the parents are victims, the girl was a victim. You're right. They're all victims. The pedophile's the one in the wrong here. But at some point, there should have been a defense against the pedophile. There should have been multiple layers of protections for this child against the pedophile.
Okay, but the protection against the pedophile is not to let the kids go where the pedophile is. Like you can't reasonably have suspicions on someone where you're anonymous, and that's the overarching issue: is how do we keep people anonymous while also knowing people's identity? Like it's a contradiction. It's impossible to do both at the same time. But the problem comes in how do we make that compromise? Because in a world where we have total anonymity, we have a world similar to now where, you know, a 55-year-old pedophile can LARP as can roleplay as a 15-year-old girl, and then rape and murder a child like that. It is how do you figure all that? You know, it's not, you know, in the world we live in, it's not possible to figure all that out. So we have to make changes to the world, to the laws, to the rules, so that way the change can happen, the necessary change can happen.
And the line level layer is the parent. So where the fuck the parents were?
You know, I've been saying this for a while, like people I know, that like I think that laws like this should be big. I think 16's fair. I think it's old enough that like I don't want to say you're old enough to know, but like you should be. You're less susceptible. You're still susceptible. If it were me, I'd make it 18, but I can understand. 18 might feel a bit too radical for some people, especially because as you're getting 16, you want to start making those connections and stuff. It is definitely like you know, I can agree to 16. I'll say that much.
Why were they not actively protecting their daughter from this online? I don't get it. That's number one. Okay.
What was that
going a little
noise?
further than that, is social media to blame?
You guys
Well,
didn't hear
here's the
that,
thing.
but
I
it
do
was like
feel
some weird scraping noise.
These social media companies get away with a hell of a lot, man. They really do.
Yeah, they
They,
do.
on a daily basis, they are getting all of your information that you're willingly and actively posting up on those sites. Facebook is the worst.
You are the guy who just accepts all cookies on every website you click on.
You know, Facebook, you know, now it's Meta, I guess. For 20 years, some people have been posting up daily updates, photos, geotagged pieces of information. I work here. I live here. I hang out here. I drink after work at this bar. I'm single. I'm married. I'm this. I'm that. They're giving their entire lives away on the internet. And these companies are preying on them. They're taking all
This guy literally documents almost everything in his life. Like, we know so much about this guy, but oddly enough, we know very little. Very, very interesting. That's a good one. I'll play SMT4 Tokyo. Okay.
that data, and they are selling it off like crazy to make insane amounts of profits. Do you really think that Facebook makes money on people just using the site, posting up updates? No, they make money on your data that you gave the site for free, and now they go have big business based off of that data. That's where their profits lie.
Hold on, I gotta check this noise out.
So in
What
regards
is going
to
on
social
out
media, should there be some level of accountability and some level of protection and some level of responsibility? I do think so. And sadly, I do feel like this day and age is getting completely out of control. We've got people who are actively live streaming themselves on places like Twitch or Kick or others, committing crimes. And they just think this is content. This is for me to make it big. This is how I'm going to get noticed on the internet. And then that website that literally just live broadcast crime is never held accountable whatsoever.
It's so good. You think it's freaking Sawblade.
But it's like, at what point
Dude, it's
will there be
11.
accountability for this stuff with the company?
It's
Whatever.
11 p.m. Put the Sawblade down.
Things online, okay? Now, do I think
Who's the
that
better
social
chef?
media should have been outright banned for anyone under the age of 16? I think that's a bit harsh.
I love
Another thing, this is totally
KFC, so I'm gonna go with
So
you.
they banned TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, X, and Instagram. They didn't ban Twitch. They didn't ban any video streaming service at all, actually. None of those are stream services, right? They didn't ban YouTube? Are you shitting me? YouTube, the home of Mr. Beast, arguably
Okay.
the most
Well,
influential man
I
on
pressed-
the planet towards your
Pause it.
children.
Okay, well, YouTube's different though, because you could argue that, but like that's kind of the equivalent of saying that like we should ban children's cartoons because it's towards children, but it's a different issue, you know? Like you can't as easily like prey on children on YouTube unless you actively like set traps for it. And even then, like you can't do it on YouTube. Like the worst you can do is find videos of little girls and like watch them. I know that was like a meme a while back, but it's like but it's you know it sounds awful. I can't believe I said that. But it's true, you know, that was like the meme of like was it like YouTube or whatever? Was that like was that one guy, like one ginger guy, who was like ticked off at YouTube, and then he made that whole like we're going after YouTube's advertisers, and he caused another adpocalypse that everyone freaked out about. He like looked up a bunch of like little girl videos and he found them or whatever. But like, you know, but that's not grooming children. That's just like being a freaking creep. But like the way that they do that is not via YouTube. Like advertising to children is not the same as being a pedophile murderer. It's two different issues. And like people are trying to, and it's sort of like you're also complaining about attacking one front when they're tied. KFC is bad compared to bananas. I agree.
That or block that. They said that was one of their provisions that it was allowed to stay up. Remember?
Well, yeah, but YouTube can also be educational as well as a form of entertainment. I disagree with Twitch not being on there. I do. But you could also argue that it's that they should just as rightfully ban YouTube. But again, I feel like that's a different issue. I'm looking at it from a battle standpoint. I think this is the battle you want to fight right now, and then you can fight another battle later.
YouTube is 99% entertainment at this point. It really isn't used that much for informative purposes. Why would they be okay?
That's not true.
So, it really sounds to me like, again, this was selective legislation. I don't know, maybe particularly this girl who passed away was because she was on one of these sites. I think they said it was Facebook, actually.
Well, yeah, this guy's an idiot. I'm gonna call him an idiot and move on. I'm gonna call this guy an idiot and move on.
No, that's baloney.
Yeah, but I like KFC more than I like bananas.
Freaking YouTube is social media. 1,000,000% YouTube is social media.
Okay.
YouTube when the first.
Yeah, they obviously didn't cover every single social media. They didn't cover Kick. They didn't cover Kick. They didn't cover Twitch. They didn't cover freaking Storyfire. Is that still a meme? They didn't cover Vimeo. They didn't cover all of these sites. You could point at all the things they didn't cover, but that's not the point. The point is what they didn't cover. The point is not what they didn't cover, it's what they did cover.
First YouTube pages were created back in the day, it looked like MySpace. The entire channel page was a MySpace page, basically. You can post up daily updates. You can do video form. You can do text form. You can directly interact with your viewers and audience in comments, in posts, in chat. It's social media, 100%. It sounds like Parliament, for some odd reason, didn't want to include YouTube, and that's weird to me. Because I would say a lot of these relationships and things are happening on a place like YouTube as well.
No,
not just on
they are. What do you mean? They literally cannot happen on YouTube. Like it's like these relationships aren't happening on YouTube. That's impossible. Like YouTube doesn't have like a private messaging system. Every comment you post has to be public. Well, as public as the video is, I should say. Or like if they're held for review, they're held for review and not published publicly. But like generally speaking, they're like everything on YouTube is public. Like you can't hide anything shy of videos. So like if there's a site they shouldn't be blocking, I can agree it's YouTube. Like if there's one site they don't block, it would be YouTube. Because it doesn't make any sense because it's impossible. And you could argue that there's all sorts of things that are on YouTube that kids should be seeing, but again, I feel like that's a parental issue. If your child is watching things they shouldn't see, then you should be like, not necessarily like shoulder parenting them, but keeping a closer eye on what they're watching and guiding them, because that's an issue of that. But like you can't vet every single friend that someone meets on like Twitter. Again, and you would absolutely have a strong argument if you said Discord, because Discord is rampant with that's the meme of like the pedo Discord mods or whatever. But again, I feel like that ultimately does come down to other websites. Because like you look at like Twitter and Reddit, they have Discords for communities, and I feel like that's one of the biggest ways. And you could also argue that YouTubers are partially responsible for that because of their community. But I feel like as it's like you can always look at the next battle and say, well, why aren't we fighting that one yet? But that's because we're fighting the one right now. Let's get through this step. Let's get through this first, and then we can
on Facebook,
worry about the next one. It's obviously they're targeting these extremely popular ones because they're extremely popular. Discord is still up there, but a lot of these older folk might not use it as much as some of the younger folk who can't vote, aren't in power, they're not as familiar. And I kind of lost my train of thought there. Speak more, Pigman.
So anyway, overall, I'm curious to see how long this stands and how it will be enforced. Because like they said, really the question mark here, because this only was, what, the 28th or 29th that it passed, so it's not even been, what, a whole week yet? Or maybe now it just hit a week. How could this possibly be enforced? Because, as they said, it doesn't seem like there's any way that they could actually prove someone's age. They're not allowing them to actually, like, request a government ID. So how are you going to prove someone's age? Someone needs to say I'm 18 and just make a new account, and then they have access to
Well, yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem, ultimately, is that, like, how are we going to solve this issue? And, you know, it comes down to a lot of questions. How do we kick them off? Like, how do we vet them? I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting tired, man.
And it doesn't seem like anyone knows.
I spent like 2 hours on this one segment.
The law seems like
It's
they want the
crazy.
social media companies accountable. I'm for part of that, all right? But for me, I scratch my head when it comes to how would you enforce it? How do you even think you're going to? And like they said in this very article, no one seems to have that answer. It seems like there was legislation that was just rushed without planning it out.
Well,
very reminiscent.
again, like, you're not gonna find a solution to a problem if the problem isn't there. I don't know how else to explain that. It's just like, if you don't have a problem, you don't need to find a solution. You know, you could. It's why I don't like philosophy. It's like you could ask all of these questions, but like if the answers aren't important, then you're just kind of like wasting time. So ultimately, the problem is, how do we solve these problems now that they are a problem? And he's saying like, well, I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's like, of course you don't. Like obviously people have ideas, like or guesses, and it's like, well, we don't know what we're gonna do.
What a lot of Democrats have done in the United States, rush a law out. Oh, now it's passed, but no one can actually do anything with it because no one planned on how to do it. Oh, Obamacare's passed, but no one can have this healthcare for 6 months because, you know, we didn't have the
Well,
infrastructure.
yeah, but eventually Obamacare like got functioning, like eventually, and so it's going to be the same thing here, where eventually we figure out a system, a way to do it. You know, it's the idea of constraints create creativity.
For it. For the record, FYI, it took me, all right, almost, I think it was around 7 months to get healthcare when I moved here. I should have had it day one. It took me 7 months.
I should have had. Well, again, like you live in a fantasy world if you believe that like sweeping fundamental changes are gonna be fixed day one. Like that's not how that works. Like you literally cannot. Like, especially because it's like an uncertainty. Like you can't bank on uncertainty. I know this man has a gambling addiction, so.
System wasn't working until like January of the next year. So if anything had happened to me, I had no healthcare. Isn't that dandy, you know? But this is what you don't hear about. It's the same thing here. So this law's in effect, but how do you prove that anyone's a certain age? Who's going to enforce it? Was any of this thought of, or do we just want to pass a law quickly? It would have been better if this story was, oh, law's passed, here's exactly how it's going to work, everything's in place.
Well,
perfect,
well, yeah.
Accountability.
Well, obviously, you know, in a perfect world, we would have all of the details. We would, you know, in a perfect world, pedophiles wouldn't exist. Like in a perfect world, that little girl wouldn't have been killed by that 50-year-old man. But we don't live in a perfect world. That's the problem. And we have to not necessarily make the world more perfect, but figure out how we can deal with the imperfections in the world.
And it's like a half story. And that's sad. You know, when you get a story like this,
Well, it's a half story. Yeah, this thing happened last week. Of course it's going to be a half story. It happened a week ago. You said it took 6 months for Obamacare to like work properly. Who knows how long this is going to take? And it's not going to be some giant event. It's going to be something that happens. It's going to be, you know, like you don't wake up one day with massive sweeping changes to the world. It happens. You know, gears turn, you know, the wheels of justice turn slowly.
Good could be done. Oh no, actually, it's just a bunch of lawmakers who just fast-tracked this to be stupid.
Say kills?
Now
There you go.
Will actually happen, right? So I'll be keeping an eye on this. I'll be following the story moving forward.
Why?
I'm very curious to know if and how they're actually going to enforce it.
Does it
and
matter?
I want to get more information on that
I mean,
and I'll let you know when I find
listen,
it.
I mean, you're probably not going to be the first
Okay.
guy I hear it
Cool.
from, but whatever.
All right. So by the way, we're up to 200 viewers now. Like I said, I assumed we were probably gonna get roughly 200 viewers for this show.
Dude, I'm so far
Yeah,
behind.
okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for chilling with me here. That was only our first story. Like I said, I don't know how many stories we're gonna get to tonight because we have a bunch of big, lengthy, chunky ones tonight, right?
Just say kills. There you
Cowboy
go.
fan, I do, or Ava Cowboy Rocks, I do understand your concerns. However, it sounds like you're way behind, or you're just pasting that now because I finished my topic. Either way, I get you. Don't worry. Things will, with the long form react stuff, we're just getting into the swing of things, and we're gonna start one this month and then try to do some more consistent stuff starting next year. So, okay, excellent. So our first story is done. Now our next one's kind of interesting. This is just, I had a good laugh with this one, because I'm actually involved with this one. Okay, so.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is
Ready? By the way,
I
ratioed
King 5
Roughly 9
News.
p.m. Maybe give or take a little later, depending on if we're in the middle of the story. So let's keep going. Thank you guys for being here. Please support the stream. Again, subs, gifted subs, tips. Let's get that momentum going. We're still at the same 27 that we started with. Let's get it going and hit that goal so we can just focus on the topics for the rest of the night. Okay? All right, let's do it. Let's go on to our second topic of the night. So this one is so funny, all right? Now, as you guys know, I'm not involved with online drama or anything like that. I don't follow those topics. You know,
sorry.
there's people who are well versed.
He lies.
Right? And in this case,
He
this
lies.
story hit my local news this week. Okay,
Okay.
on Thanksgiving of all days, or actually this was a couple days after Thanksgiving, the 30th of November.
Yeah.
And I read the story, and I'm like,
That was
what?
like
I
Saturday.
can't believe the story was posted in a mainstream like news site. This is my local news, King 5 News. Okay, a subsidiary of NBC. And I read the story, I'm like, huh? And I had to respond. So let's skim through the story, shall we?
Of course, this guy follows King 5 News. Can I say kills? I've said it like 3 times now.
Emboldened demandosphere accelerates threats towards women after U.S. election.
Accelerates? Accelerates? That says accelerates, not accelerates. The difference.
My choice has become a rallying cry for some men mimicking a 1960s anti-abortion slogan. I'm just
Okay.
going to pose this to the audience tonight and to those who may be watching this clip. Did you recognize anyone making this some kind of a hot slogan right now? Have you been on social media? Have you seen videos? Your body, my choice. Your body, my... What are they talking about?
I don't know. Then again, I kind of keep to myself on the internet. I don't really have that much social media. I really only have my YouTube and my Discord that I don't really use. Outside of that, I just kind of code. I kind of code and play video games. But yeah, I don't know, I haven't really been following all the hot trends. And like, you could argue that this is like, oh, yeah. But I mean, I get the legitimate fear because, there is definitely some loons out there. I don't think it's like a huge deal. It could even be LARPers, just like pretending to be like this, trying to make a bad name. But it is fair to be like, oh, why are you
literally, I'm
talking
not
about
kidding you,
this?
one person, okay? One singular person, okay? So let's go ahead and read their article.
And then he's doing this.
Sadie Perez began carrying cayenne pepper spray, carrying pepper spray with her around campus.
Beware of fungus. What's up, A? Welcome to the stream.
Okay, guess what? They should have had that anyway. Even before the election.
There you go.
Our daughters are on a university.
Welcome to the stream, A. Moderator A.
Men should too. Because it's not a very safe world. You should have those things. It shouldn't be, oh, because Trump won the election. Now
Yeah, I agree. Everyone should carry some kind of protection. That's why in America, it's the right to bear arms. It's not the right to bear guns. It's the right to defend yourself. And guns just so happen to be the most efficient way. Well, not efficient. I think of the one like 4chan K post where the guy's like, I shot, I was getting mugged and I shot this guy and unloaded all my gun into him, and it would have just been cheaper to give him my wallet.
I feel unsafe. It should be, you have a fucking brain, and you realize that you need self-defense stuff if you're going to be around.
But yeah, I agree. It's like,
So immediately,
I know I hate to agree, but it's like, in a world, in a world, you should defend yourself. I think you should take precautions to defend yourself. Which is why I don't necessarily like the crowd who's like, oh, well, we should keep men from being bad people. Like, we should teach men not to be evil. It's like, well, what do you want from me? I'm not gonna rape a person. Like, okay. Like, it's not my fault that you can't defend yourself. It's not my fault.
this is a dumb beginning to the article. A response to the emboldened fringe of right-wing manosphere influencers. Yes, emboldened influencers like myself have come to the forefront to start with our crazy slogans and awful antics, right?
You're not an
Many women use Twitter as a
influencer.
enduring harbinger of what might lie ahead, as some men perceive the election results as a rebuke of reproductive
Good.
rights.
I do think that this isn't just a fear
By the
mongering
way,
article.
women realize they live in
but,
Washington State, one of the top 3 most liberal states in the United States, where
Oh yeah. I thought crime was rampant in Seattle though, so that doesn't sound particularly safe.
no one would be walking around saying or acting like that. Like, do they know where they are? I could see if you were like in rural Americana. That's like a huge focus of, conservative thought. You live in the most liberal state. What are you talking about? The fact that I feel like
Look at him bite his lips. He's biting his little lippy. Look
you
at
live
him.
in the most liberal state.
Hey, look, he bites his little lip. Probably because he's like, I bet you in his mind, He's thinking liberal means black. You know, we know how DSP feels about black people.
The fact that I feel I have to carry around pepper spray like this is sad. No, what's sad is that you allowed yourself to be fear-mongered into doing something that normally you wouldn't do. That's all it is.
Isn't that what he does when he's like when he's worried about being? No, I think he bites his fingernail. I think he's just he's just got like a little toothache because he doesn't go to the dentist.
And you can't take the fact that someone you don't like got voted in. You're listening to the.
I shouldn't throw
nonsensical people
glass stones from rock houses or
Those dummies
whatever.
don't live where you live. So how is this an article in my local news? All right, I've seen a very large uptick in the number of types of
Well,
misogynistic.
just because they don't live where you live doesn't mean it might not, I don't know, seep into where you live though.
Rhetoric immediately after the election. What? Where? Online? With a bunch of fucking nerds online? What are you talking about? This is not happening in real life. There's no one in the streets saying your body, my choice. There are no.
Well, I live in Ohio, in case you didn't know. And like it was a couple weeks ago. It was a short time after Trump got elected. There was like an actual KKK rally. So there you go. I wasn't a part of it. I was probably like jerking off or something. I don't
There are
know.
no men running around slapping women.
The
and shooting
basement
war
is
because of the
fine.
election. What fucking virtual world you live in do you think is real life? Oh my god. So here it is. Here it is. The phrase "your body, my choice" has been largely attributed to a post on the social platform X from Nick Fuentes, a Holocaust-denying white nationalist, far-right internet personality who dined at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club, but Trump says he knew nothing about it. Yeah, because he doesn't. Because he actually doesn't. So you want to have great laughs. I urge you to watch Kino Casino content on Nick Fuentes. They've covered this guy very extensively, okay? I don't know that much about him, but what I know is that the guy is a laughing stock.
Yeah, Nick Fuentes is some closeted gay guy. Who likes to pretend he's like a tough guy. I know enough about him, but apparently he got head from Destiny. If you don't know what any of those things mean, don't look it up. And it's not my fault. Ask your parents' permission before going on YouTube.
Especially this last week, as you're going to see when I respond to this news story. Okay? So, the implication is that men should have control over or access to sex with women. That's not even what it means, is it? Actually, I don't even think that's what this post means. I mean, it's equally
What do
stupid,
you mean?
right? Like his
What do
slogans are equally
you mean? The implication is that yes, that is the implication. Your body, my choice. That's the I mean, you could say that the implication is I should decide whether or not you have an abortion, but like ultimately it could mean both. Like if I heard that, I'd be like, well, that just sounds like rape threats. Obviously, it's probably just a couple of clowns on the internet clowning around. And yeah. Also, I should mention that with the way the world is going, I do feel that like ID verification is probably gonna be like a thing on a lot of major social media sites, especially if like underage laws are put in place against social media sites. Can you use Cody C4 as your pot? Listen, buddy, we don't smoke in this house.
to that, but I don't even think that's what he's saying, right? In his very disgusting nonsense that he says.
I mean, he could be. I don't know.
Fuentes' post had 35 million views on X within 24 hours. The phrase spread rapidly to other social media platforms. Yes, but not because people, oh my god, this is how dumb they are. It spread because it's so stupid. Don't you get it? That when someone like Nick Fuentes says something this extreme, he's doing it because he wants attention. He's literally saying, let me say the most extreme stupid thing so that people will now regurgitate this all over the internet and I'll get attention. So mission accomplished. You're literally writing an entire article about it, so you're giving it more exposure. His nonsense doesn't need to have any seriousness to it whatsoever. What Kino Casino does, they make fun of the guy constantly. That's exactly the extent that he should get ridiculed for his stupid.
Okay,
Not,
but you have to understand that not everybody knows who Nick Fuentes is. Like, I know who he is because I know people laugh at him. Not everybody knows. Like, some people just see a guy that they know, you know, they look into him and they find out he's some alt-right figure who says, who says, I demand control over women's bodies. Like, what are you gonna think? And this guy has how many viewers?
really post it up and say people are like, does it say 35 million views, but do the people like it? Or do they hate it? Right? Like, what are you talking about? Do you even know? No, you're just spouting off random fucking numbers by Francis Wright's think tank. The fuck are you talking about? Huh? Look at this. Women on TikTok have reported seeing inundate their comment sections. Yes, they're trolling you. We just talked about this a few weeks ago. It's called internet trolling. It's called people want to elicit a response from a party to get attention for themselves because then they feel validated in their existence on this
Right.
planet.
He's gonna. I bet he's gonna go into a rant about how he's Dark Side Phil, and he's been trolled on the internet for 15 years.
You gave them the response. You're writing about it. Internet trolls put this stupid fucking
See, yeah, but like I get that, but you also give every internet troll a response, DSP.
thing on the internet, and now you're dumb and you're regurgitating it and you're giving them the attention they want. This is exactly what happened with those nasty, mean text messages that were going around weeks ago.
Gosh.
That supposedly only black people were.
This is different But this is different. I'll say that much. This is
receiving, and they saw,
this is
oh,
a very
that's so
different
racist. Full gotcha, and you gave
situation.
him attention. That's all this is. School districts send notices about the language to parents. T-shirts emblazoned with the phrase were pulled off of Amazon. Oh my god.
What?
People discuss it and infringe upon like things are going backwards. Nothing has changed.
He's like, oh my god. You telling me you don't like that? You don't like that shirt saying your body, my choice? You don't like that? It's like, yeah. Was that a rape threat? Sounds like it. I saw a guy in that T-shirt. I'd probably think, the heck are you wearing? I think he's a freak. You know, again, it sort of comes down to I wouldn't do anything because it's like, how do I know he's not just wearing like one of those stupid, ugly hentai shirts where it's like, oh, it's like I don't know what kind of freak you are. Don't ever wear. Don't
Nothing has
wear
changed.
those.
We're all still here.
Remember that hentai Ahego face, like full set. If you ever see anyone wearing something like that, go the other direction. Like you walk on the opposite side of the street from that person. They are a vile degenerate, and you would be better off having not seen that person in your life.
We're all the same people. No one is trying to
And I mean that. I mean that.
horribly
I mean
abuse women.
that.
No one has taken women's rights away since Trump was elected. It hasn't happened. You're living in a fantasy world.
Well, Trump's not even in power yet.
You gotta stop. You gotta.
Like he's not. Like you could say that during that, and like, you could even argue that that Roe v. Wade being overturned was taking power away from women because it made abortion a state's issue. And you could argue that, but like yeah, I wouldn't really say that. But he's also not in power yet.
Wake up.
If
Smell
it's
the roast
bad,
coffee. Smell
it
it.
is
Smell
Cody
something. Stop
C's
smelling Nick Fuentes'
fault.
bullshit out of
I
his
don't
head.
think so. I think it's your fault.
Look, online declarations for women to get back in the kitchen and repeal that again. Where is this happening besides online trolling? This is so dumb. And they keep
What-
going. The article continues.
Well, where do you think the online seeps into?
Talking about every little fucking stupid trollish action from people pretending to be conservatives because they want to get a trollish reaction from women. And every woman falls for it. They're all, oh yeah, it's real, it's real. The article is literally, I'm not kidding you, keep going. Look how long this fucking article is, by the way. The entire article is fear-mongering.
Yeah.
That's it. There's not a single actual fact. There's no story here that as a direct result of Trump becoming elected, that men went and did horrible acts to women. There's nothing like that. It's just online posts. And Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
That's it. So after reading this whole article, okay, I couldn't fucking believe it. This is a real, supposedly reputable news outlet. And they literally posted a giant article of fear-mongering with no actual factual evidence to back up anything they're saying. It's just, oh, nasty online behavior. That's it. That's literally it. Okay, so I responded to the tweet where they posted this article up on X and proceeded to ratio the living shit out of the post itself. An entire story about a manosphere.
Wow, good job, DSP. That's really cool. That's really cool, Dark Side Phil. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Good job. You got 100 likes on a 24 like tweet reply.
There's tons of people out there who talk.
See, if you want to look at it that way, the tweet got more replies than his like. Yeah. Okay. So that's right. 100 residents who saw this obvious outrage bait got outraged. You could obviously see it.
Conservatively about politics and culture and life who aren't clowns like Nick Fuentes. There's no reason for anyone to take him so seriously to then write a ginormous, stupid news article that's not news. It's literally all fake news. It's literally just fear-mongering bullshit. So, it deserves to be ratio. In fact, this kind of article I hate to say is harmful because here's why. Women may not know about Nick Fuentes. They don't need to know. He's a fucking loser, all right? He's a grifter no one. He doesn't need to exist. He doesn't need to have a following or any attention given him. A woman may now read this article and be like, oh my god, this is happening. Now I'm panicked. Now I have to worry about it. No, you don't. Real men aren't doing this. Real men are not doing this activity to women right now.
That's right. That's right. DSP's a real man. He's not doing that. He doesn't leave his house, but once a week.
We have no interest in ruining women's lives. We have no interest in taking your rights away. We don't care.
That's right. That's right. The closeted gay man has no interest in ruining women's lives.
You know, men who voted for Trump wanted a better life for their families and the people in our country. We saw that the last 4 years didn't go so well because the Democrats were in power and people felt that they did a poor job and they voted in Trump. That's all it is. No one said, now I own you and your body, and this doesn't exist. It's a straw man argument made by these idiotic online content creators like Nick Fuentes to try to rouse up attention for themselves to grift and make money. That's all it is. This is not, there's no real movement of this happening right now. There's no big when Trump won immediately the next day where they're all people in the streets saying, yeah, now your body is my choice. No one's doing this.
There was a Nazi rally in Ohio just a couple weeks ago.
So we have to stop with fear-mongering right now. We have to stop trying to give these people attention and stop writing articles like this because this hurts people. This kind of article can actually hurt way more than anything Nick Fuentes has done because we know Fuentes is a clown, but this actually empowers him. It makes people feel like he actually has reach and power that he should not have. Stop with this bullshit. This is whoever wrote this really should be fired. I'm serious. Whoever editor approved this article should be fired.
Okay, alright, yeah. That's right. Fire him, bro. They made one bad article. Get him out of here. Right. Get him out of
Get
here.
people in there who have like rational thought minds to put out real news. Not this bullshit should not exist. This should not be in mainstream media whatsoever. It's
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah.
Now, following along with this article, there was another article in my local news. Schools are bracing for upheaval over a fear of mass deportations. Regardless of whether President-elect Donald Trump follows through on his pledge to deport millions of immigrants, educators are bracing for upheaval. Wait, what? So here's the thing. You don't have to read the article yet. I want you to think about this. Educators are bracing for the impact of mass deportations. So are you telling me that you're aware that a lot of your students are illegal immigrants? So what are you afraid? I mean, okay, we have.
See, what they're afraid of is that Trump's gonna deport just immigrants in general. Again, I keep forgetting to move my mouse out. Seb is touching you inappropriately. Sebastian, stop doing that, or I'll poke you. No, I'll pinch you really hard and you'll cry.
Laws, we have practices in the United States for a reason. We just haven't been enforcing them. We have a way that people are supposed to come to our country and become U.S. citizens. If we didn't have that process, you know what I mean, then I could understand. But we have this process. This is what's supposed to happen. People have been ignoring the process and coming in here by the millions and basically populating the country.
That's right.
Getting things out of it, like government assistance programs, free schooling, things that people's taxes.
Listen, alright, I've been called an honorary spick before, alright? I get to say it! No. Well, actually, I don't think I was. I'm gonna get canceled now. No. But it's sort of like just DSP wanted to be like, "Grr, I hate those dang Mexicans. Grr, coming and taking my jobs I don't work." This man hasn't worked a job in almost 20 years, by the way. When the last time I worked a job? This summer. Like less than 6 months ago. I stopped because I went into a quick education.
Taxes are paying for. You're getting.
I'm trying to get a
so you
job. I'm
bother
trying to be
putting citizens like
employed.
the rest of us.
I'm
So you
trying.
broke the law. Now the government is saying we decided we will now enforce the law. Panic mode. Well, wait a minute. When you decide
Well,
to come here illegally.
Okay. So it's the difference of like maybe being illegal in America and trying to gain citizenship. Excuse me, I'm getting crazy heartburn right now. Yeah, I'm a fatty. I'm like the pig. I can't do it. But yeah, it's the difference between like trying to get citizenship while being illegal. Because that was like Joe Biden's thing. He was like, "Oh, if you're illegal, we're gonna try to get you citizenship." And Trump now saying, "We might not get you citizenship, and you might just get deported." That's the difference. Like they might know, and they might be like, "Okay, I know, I understand your situation, and you know, we're gonna hope for the best." But like, if that's the case, and this isn't really an issue DSP is gonna have to deal with because he lives, like northeast coast. He lives on the northeast coast of America. This is like a south, like a north of the border issue. Like, you know, I'm talking like Texas kind of issue. So like it's just kind of pointless for you to even think about. I don't know. And like this is probably just like talking worldwide. I don't know. Like this is definitely like a Texas and like the surrounding states kind of issue.
And you haven't taken the steps to become legal. That's the risk you took. You were hoping no one would notice, but now people are noticing. People are seeing negativity around them. They're seeing things that are affecting them and their families negatively as a result of open borders. So you want to blame someone. You blame the government people that let you break the law. You don't blame the people who actually want to actually enforce the laws that are in place. You blame the
What are you talking about? What is this guy talking about? What is he talking about? He's like, you want to blame the people who are breaking the law and getting away with it, but you're not gonna blame the government? Like, okay, but like I don't understand what your point is, because they're saying they're bracing for the government changing its enforcement. Like, I don't really understand like what your point is. Like, there's no point. What's up, Cody C4? How can I help
ignored
you?
the law. It's their fault that you felt safe coming here and getting free things that you didn't earn. These things that were free schooling, free healthcare, social assistance programs, they're for citizens. They're not just supposed to be handouts to everyone. It's you're a citizen, you get that, okay? So it's pretty ridiculous to say everyone in these schools is terrified they're going to be deported. People are what? People just started ducking and hiding. You have got to be fucking what the hell? You have got to be kidding me. So when Trump got elected, the students started jumping and ducking and hiding under their desks. You actually expected me to believe that. It was like a duck and cover order, like a nuclear
You
bomb.
need
was coming.
pods?
And they
Listen,
jumped
bro.
up and they slid baseball
Did you
cards under
check
their
the
desks.
cabinets?
Okay, right. So, if you could constantly threaten people with the possibility of mass deportation, it really inhibits people's ability to function in society and for the kids to get an education. Well, yeah, if they're illegal immigrants who are breaking the law and getting things for free they're not supposed to get, I would think that at any moment they should be ready to have the rug pulled out from under them. That's the risk you took. Well, now the American people say enough. Pull the rug. And now you're scared. Well, you should have been. But you should have
Well,
when you came here too.
I mean, I
This was
guess.
all part of it. It was never, hey, just come here and infinite safety, infinite freebies. That's not how it
You know,
works.
again,
But they
like,
thought it did. Why?
I hate
Because
to
it was
agree with the guy,
power.
but like,
Democrats that were in
I
power
think
lied
I think he
and said,
says it
"Open
like a
order."
complete bumbling tool. But yeah, it's sort of like, you know, it's like, I don't know how to say it. It sounds good, but it's just kind of like, I agree with the idea, but I think the way he says it is stupid. It's like, yeah, I think that like if you're illegal, but like again, this has nothing to do with you. Like this, like again, you could argue that it's kind of ridiculous for a Seattle, Washington news station to be talking about this or whatever. But like the point is that like, yeah, obviously like things are changing and people are concerned that their lives are going to be uprooted and moved again unexpectedly.
So they all came running, thinking, oh, this is it. It's our chance. We're escaping horrible lives and things. It's sad that in their countries, their lives are so bad, and that they thought that if they came here, they would have a better one. I feel for them, but that doesn't mean that everyone here has to pay for their happiness. That's not how life works. It never was. All right? It never was. That was never the agreement.
That's right.
When we set up
That's
the
right,
country, it was we'll just let every
DSP. No
single
one
person
should have to
be
pay
here.
for someone else's
No one agreed to that.
happiness. I
Doesn't
agree.
matter if the Democrats said that's what it was. That's not what this country is. Anyway, so look, they're asking, are we going to be deported? You might, if you're illegal.
I wonder what his
you
stance
might.
on
This
welfare
question, are they
is.
answering? Or when your student is actually answering that, or asking that, I hope that they're answering. Yeah, you might be, because your family's here illegal. And, you know,
Oh, I just realized. I said, I wonder what his stance on welfare is. I just remembered, like, all of his like fans are on like disability or welfare. Like, all of his supporters are. It's hilarious.
violation of our laws, and you might be thrown out because you're criminals. Doesn't
Yeah, I know. Imagine a criminal facing a punishment for their actions. I don't know, like something like tax fraud or tax evasion. Who? I don't know. Maybe they should.
Mr. Biden said, or President Biden said it was okay. You were still breaking the law. At any moment, the book could get clapped on you. It looks like it might be. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's really not all bets are off. Maybe all bets are off. Trump wants to enforce the law. All bets are off? What? So, wait a minute.
Substow your
You're admitting
bed.
You're
Have
admitting
you tried
gambled
checking
with-
under the
you
bed
gambled
for
with your
another
lives, You
bed?
gambled with your safety. You gambled with your entire family's futures when you came here and you sought, to get something for free. You gamble. Well, people here realized that all this was happening.
Listen,
so
I know the basement isn't very big, but you have to work with what you got.
This is a very delicate issue. Well, here's the problem. Here's the real problem, okay? The delicate issue is that all of these people who have come here were lied to.
That's right. All those
That's what the
freaking
problem was. They were told it was
Mexicans,
okay.
bro.
They were told open
They
borders.
were
Land of
told.
milk and plenty. But that's not really what the United States is. It's
Right.
what it was set up to be.
Have
They lied
you
to by
have you
power.
considered that maybe people just got in illegally, and like now, like we weren't cracking down on it as hard, but now we're going to, and that not that they were just like let in. We're like, okay, little buddy, we're gonna let you in. It's like, I don't know what he's talking about. He's just yapping.
A very sadly exploitative and malicious agenda when they told them that. So they came here believing everything they were told, and now reality might clap them in the face. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So do I feel bad? I do feel bad. They were duped. I absolutely do. But the only people who should be held accountable are the people who lied to them. Not everyone in the country now must suffer and pay for the people who came in who never should have been here in the first place. They should have come through the legal means. Sorry. And again, I have to ask, because again, I read the whole article. Not once here do they really say, like, oh my god, the schools are clamping down for mass deportation. How many of your students are illegals? Don't you think that might be a problem?
Yeah, exactly. How many of your Seattle, Washington students are illegal immigrants? Or is it rent? I don't know. I don't care. It's King 5 News. Who gives a crap? But it's like, yeah, like, again, this has nothing to do with you. This is like one of those just like global things where they're just kind of talking about the news where it's like, oh yeah, think about it. And obviously, you should think
One-third of our
about
students
it.
are actually illegal immigrants. Holy shit! What? Horrible. What is going on? Is that not evidence of the problem? I mean, what a broken system. Correct? Like, so anyway, yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. 2 fear-mongering articles from my local news within 2 days.
Yeah.
One of them came out on the 30th, and the other was...
This
oh,
might
was the 29th.
surprise you,
Exactly.
Phil.
2 fear-mongering
This might
articles.
surprise you,
One of them
Phil, but the news is like 50% fear-mongering and 50% weather. Like, it's 50% like fear-mongering and 50% like here's the situation. Like, literally, I hate the news. I hate my local news. Because like over the course of the summer they were going on and on about how like closing down schools is lay bad, even though we have like 500 schools that we don't need open, and closing them would honestly just make everyone's lives better. But then you have the land whale mom saying, my kids are gonna have to walk 20 minutes instead of 10. So your kids can't wake up 10 minutes earlier. Like, okay, it's just fear mongering, and it's yeah, obviously we're talking about the news here, Phil. We're talking about the news. Like, you're 42 years old and you don't know that the news lies and, like, fearmongers? Like, okay? That's not how you spell assistant.
Oh, now Trump got elected, so now all your children are getting deported. What is going on? Where is the responsibility of news to actually cover factual stories? Like, really, this is awful that they would do this, because now, again, all this does, it creates fear-mongering. Women are afraid, immigrants are afraid, everyone's afraid. Why did you do this? Did you see immigration agents bust down the doors of your school to get kids? Like, did this happen?
Well,
If it didn't, what are we talking about? What's the purpose of this article exactly?
well, Trump's not even in power yet. We still have another month with Biden. Like, Biden sees it through the new year. Like, Trump's not in power. He doesn't have the power to do anything yet. The most he can do is make deals and say, hey, here's what I'm going to do. So you have a month to figure it out before I start cracking down. Like, I know that was like a whole meme where he started like basically threatening people without any power, and they said, hey, and you know, again, that's okay because then they can banter and be like, hey, if you do this, then we'll do this. And you know, that gives Trump time to think about, well, what should I actually do? You know, but it's like, he's not in power yet. No one's kicking down doors yet because Trump's not in power. So all of this is like people being like, hey, what are we gonna do if this happens? And it might not even be like are we gonna like kill people? It might just be like people preparing for the emotional turmoil, or like just like preparing the faculty in case something like this does happen. And I think that's fair because, again, like, when it comes down to it, you're not gonna know a legal immigrant from an illegal immigrant just by looking at them.
It's nothing that's happened. Why are we speculating about horrible horror movie fantasy shit, right? But this didn't become The Purge, you know, people are out in the streets murdering each other. This isn't what's happening. Stop writing these fucking articles. Get some responsible people in there to write real news, because all you're doing
This is real news. This is actually like fair enough news, even if it is fear-mongering.
For a long time, and maybe there will be ways to prepare for it, you know? But writing these articles is not helping a damn thing. All it does is it scares people, and it's pretty disgusting, quite frankly, to see it in my local news.
Is it?
Okay.
I mean,
so,
it's
guys,
like just kind
an
of
hour into the
common.
show, I want to say thank you. We got a single tip here came in, a $3 tip from Puppy Nipples. You think Trump's plan in mass deportation is a good idea? I didn't even say plan. Those really hurt the economy. Who do you think is going to work at a slaughter shop, roofers, picking fruits off trees? I mean, we could easily talk about that, and it would be a very lengthy discussion, but I feel like that discussion is going to come up soon if Trump goes through with this. We don't know what's going to happen yet. So I say let's save that discussion for when that happens, because I have a very good line of thought on that, for sure. And that's
What's up, Sebastian? What do you need?
We're talking about tonight with more stories coming up. We don't really have a big amount of chunk of time to talk about it tonight, okay? All right. So, folks, thanks for watching, and I'm going to split the part. This is actually just my personal archive for me to clip stuff out of. This is not archived on YouTube in its entirety. It's just me making some clips. But
the basement is a room. Basements are, in fact, a room. Do I want some soup? I'm good. I'm not hungry. Thank you for offering.
Second half of the show. By the way, the next one's the big one.
Oh, baby, split that part.
So for those who wanted to hear
That's
about the
right.
story, that's the big one. That's coming. But guys, please support the stream. Again, subs, gifted subs to the community, and tips. Please support the stream. We're at $30. We have about an hour to go. We've got a long way to go to get our goal to the stream. Tomorrow's the reward for the stream. The next DSP tries it is tomorrow. So obviously we want this to continue, right? Okay. Here we go. Enjoy some clips while I run and eat the rest quickly.
Bro, are you kidding me?
Hard story. I'll be
I really need that money.
folks.
Need that money.
Ready for more? I hope so.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money.
That's really cool. My keyboard is showing red, white, and blue. This is amazing, actually. I didn't even look at my keyboard tonight. I just looked at it, and it looks so cool.
Right, patriotism is based. Yeah, patriotism.
Keyboard looks like the American flag. Look at that.
Yeah, patriotism.
Like air is blowing the flag. How cool is that?
Patriotism. Let's go.
I know. I just looked down at my keyboard. I'm like, whoa, that was awesome. That's what I mean. Like my PC over there isn't looking like that. I'm like, I wonder if I mess with it, if I can get it to look better. But anyway, not that it's a big deal or anything, right? It's really not. But anyway, thank you guys. We're halfway done with tonight's show. So remaining topics include, yes, the big Joe Biden pardon story. That's next. We're gonna cover that.
What's there to say? Like, what does he have to say?
We have the South Korean.
Like, I can't imagine what DSP has to say about people avoiding consequences of their actions. Like, it's only gonna be a like comedy.
Suggestion of a video here that I believe was Eva Cowboy fan posted up. I actually really like this one, and I do want to comment on it. We have a couple extras, and then I want to do Snow White at the end. So it really depends on how long we talk about each of these topics, how many we'll get to tonight, okay? But I might save some of this stuff for next week as well as holdover topics, because some of this stuff is good and I want to get to it, but we just have big topics to talk about this week, okay? Okay. All right, we're going to continue now, guys. We're heading to the second half. Again, if you like the DSPolitics content, please support it. Right now, we are at $30. The goal's $150, and the sooner we hit it, the better. So that way we don't have to worry about this final countdown kind of a deal in a couple of, well, in about an hour or so. Because I can only go to a little bit after 9 o'clock tonight. But depends on how many topics I'm talking about. Get wrapped up here. But, you know, let's get it going, please. With some support, let's get it going, all right? All right, cool. So let's come back now.
What the heck?
All right, ready? We're going to get on to our next topic right now.
Hello, Mr. Piggy.
That people absolutely positively swore would never happen. Okay? President Joe Biden very shortly will not be President Joe Biden any longer. President Donald Trump will be sworn in very soon. And on the way out, President Joe Biden did something that basically shocked the world. Okay? Shocked the world.
Did it? It didn't shock me. I'll be honest. When I heard it, I was like, oh, it took him long enough. But and then thinking about it again, I was like, it makes sense because there's no way he's running again, and he's just trying to get it out of the way.
Watch a supercut. No, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but I think you'll get the gist of it just by watching a few seconds of this video. Ready for this? Here we go.
Presidential promise to put the law before family.
I said I'd abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I'm not pardoning him.
That's right, Joe Biden. You mean the guy who doesn't look like he knows where he is anymore? That guy, you pardoned his son. They probably just like sat him down. He's like, Dad, I broke the law. And he's like, oh, I'll pardon you. I'm the president, I guess. I don't know.
His son's peers was asked directly, and he has said he wouldn't pardon his son if he gets convicted.
Let's wait and see what happens if he loses.
Yeah, but he said it.
He's going to get pardoned by his dad. There's no question about that.
The president
Yeah.
pardoning his son.
Major commitment from the president, accepting the outcome of the trial and also pledging not to pardon his son.
You blow up the basement? How do you blow up a basement? It's a hole in the ground.
Normal, straightforward answer, but it takes new weight when we see what Trump is saying about the outcome of his trial. We're hearing from the Republicans who say they don't accept the jury's verdict here in New York.
The contrast is profound. To sit there and say, well, I'm not going to intervene in the legal process, and I wouldn't pardon my son. One side, Democrats and Joe Biden protecting the justice system. And on the other, Republicans and Trump protecting our current president of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said...
Okay, but like, the comment on that. People didn't think Trump did anything wrong.
his son. I mean, what,
Because, like, kind of didn't. Like, there's, like, reasonable suspicion to say that, like, people wanted him. But it doesn't really matter anymore because, like, the fact that people voted for him to be president is, like, kind of proof enough that it doesn't really matter. So the only thing they're going to get him on is, like, minor tax fraud or whatever. I wouldn't really consider it major because he, like, made, like, he wrote, like, it was, like, he wrote something off as like a hooker instead of his lawyer, and that was like it.
Again, it's all about the
That was the
contrast.
Stormy
I
Daniels.
will respect whatever this jury decides versus
right.
how.
I would just like to comment that my green screen is actually better than theirs for the most part. Like, if you take a look, theirs is real fuzzy. It looks like shit. Mine's better. And I'm just
Yeah, okay, whatever. It looks better. Yeah, good flex. Really cool.
News, just for the record. Okay.
Donald Trump, after he was convicted on 34 counts, saying the entire system is rigged against him.
The latest attack has been that Joe Biden has politicized and weaponized the DOJ, right? That was the whole argument around Donald Trump's conviction. And this week, of course, Hunter Biden was found guilty, and Joe Biden has very clearly said he would not pardon his son, he would not
That's right. That's what everybody's looking at when they're watching the news, is how bad the other guy's green screen is. Also, you can absolutely see like his hair. His hair is not being green screened out. Yeah, you can also see right here. Let's see. I think, is that down there? Yeah, down there. Yeah, look at that. Oh wow, is it really that much better?
Is this difference? I mean, how can Republicans keep making this argument now that Joe Biden has really put it out there? Where
Yeah, I think we've seen enough, right? So the whole point here is that we've been talking about how Donald Trump had all these cases against him when he was running for president, and argued that it was actually presidential election tampering, that these were weaponized cases against Trump to try to get him convicted for something.
Yeah.
For him and all of that. It basically had the
Yeah, they were weaponized because they didn't want Trump to run again. Because they knew they would lose, and they did.
absolute opposite effect. It
Yeah.
just did. People championed and rallied behind Trump, regardless of the fact that all these cases were going up against him.
Yeah, because, like, one, it was just kind of like whatever. It's like, oh yeah, you can't really, I don't know, couldn't really prove a lot of like what he was doing or whatever. And then like what you could prove was just like tax fraud. It's like, okay, well,
He basically very clearly came out and said,
do I give a darn?
These are weaponized against me. This is misuse of the justice system. This is, election tampering. And all the Democrats came out and said, oh, well, that's what Trump said, but look at Biden. Biden's son, Hunter, just got convicted of all these crimes, right? And, so basically, with that ruling, President Biden says he's not going to intervene. He's not going to pardon his son. What a difference between Trump and Biden. That Biden says the law is...
Yeah, because he was saying that because he still had a potential for 4 more years. So that's why he was saying that. I haven't a shadow of a doubt in my mind that whether or not Trump lost in the last month of Biden's term, he would have pardoned his son. What's up?
It stands, unchangeable. We all must live by the rule of
Excuse me,
law.
what's up, Sebastian?
And therefore, Hunter will be punished for his crimes. This is what people said all year. Leading up to the election, people still voted for Donald Trump. Okay? Despite all
Even if they dragged out his trial for like 8 years, this is
all
gonna
right? So what
pardon
happened this
him.
week? Pretty ridiculous. Joe Biden.
Tell him to
officially
give
pardoned
your pots
Hunter.
back.
Let me see if I can- I don't
No.
know if they will.
Get your own
I'm not
pots.
letting you because it's Twitter. So I will read this to the best of my ability. Today I signed a pardon for my son Hunter. From the day I took office, I said that I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making, and I kept my word, even as I have watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted. So wait a minute.
Unfairly?
So I said I wouldn't interfere.
Okay.
But man, my son was so unfair how they're treating him. Wait a minute. No. You just said you weren't going to do it. You just admitted you said you weren't going to do it. Doesn't matter what qualifying things you say now. You already have said you're not going to do something. You now cannot go back on it, or else.
Oh.
You have.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine anyone ever saying that they were gonna do something. That they were gonna do something and then go back on their word. Oh, what was that about Burger King? What was that about the SpongeBob meal? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I couldn't imagine anyone ever doing anything like that.
No, at all. So if someone says you can right-click on this, no.
You can open image in a new tab. You absolute thunderhead.
Ah, thank you. That was very useful. Thank you so much. Who was that?
Other than
That was very
A.
useful. That was Vietnamese.
You're also not being
Without aggravating
annoying.
factors like use in a crime,
Got
multiple purchases, or buying a weapon as a straw purchaser, people are almost never brought to trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out a gun form. This is starting to sound familiar. Those who were late paying their taxes because of serious addictions, but paid them back subsequently with interest and penalties, are typically given non-criminal.
Okay, but he was on crack cocaine and then lied about it.
It's clear that Hunter was treated differently. Well, soon-to-be former President Biden, usually people who qualify a payment to their attorney in a different way to save some money on their taxes also are not taken to trial for it and then convicted of it and become felons. Usually, they receive a slap on the wrist. That's correct. But basically what happened to Hunter is exactly what's happening to Donald Trump. It's the same exact situation. It's not even different at all. It's the same. It's called selective enforcement of the law. For some reason, they came after Hunter hard. For some reason, they came after Donald Trump hard. So why shouldn't they be treated equally? It is different because he's your son. That's the difference. If Donald Trump was your son, maybe you would care about him being treated the way he's been treated in court as well, right?
Yeah, obviously.
The first thing he's saying here, without aggravating factors like...
When did I first start watching them? You mean Dark Side Phil? It's been over a year now.
It is well documented that he is a hardcore drug
Oh, I say watching, but this is the first time I've ever actually sat down and watched a full live stream. By myself, technically. I almost always watch detractors.
That's a felony. You lied on the federal form. That's a felony.
Yeah.
Okay? Late paying his taxes because of serious addiction. He didn't pay his taxes because he's a druggie. So he thought, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to pay taxes. I don't have to file taxes.
Yeah.
Right? So they slapped him with, hey, well, since you didn't pay your taxes on purpose because you're a druggie and you thought that because you're part of the Biden family you didn't have to deal with it, here's not only the taxes you owe plus penalties, but also it's criminal. We found you. It's criminal what you did. Here's your crime and here's the resolution. Oh, well, he's Hunter Biden. You shouldn't have to go to jail for it? No, baby. Sorry. Very simple. You do the crime, you do the time. I'll agree. Selective enforcement. There's tons of people who likely do what Hunter did and don't go to jail for it the way he got the book thrown at him. Just like there's tons of people who've done exactly what Donald Trump did and never had the book thrown at them. It's selective enforcement of the law. In my opinion, it should be equal enforcement of the law.
It's like, well, how do you know stuff like this happens? And like, obviously, like, people get convicted all the time. They're just lower profile. These are high profile cases.
That way,
oh.
No one gets treated that way. Not this person yes, this person no. This person yes, this person no. Bullshit. That's not how.
I don't know. This is kind of like started watching me.
Right? So
it was like a year ago when people started watching me.
When literally that was exactly the case of what happened with Donald Trump in the last year. Okay. The charges in this case came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. That's right, just like the charges against Donald Trump only happened because you, on your side, who were his political opponents, went after him. It's exactly the same. Then a carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom, with a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process. Now, the plea deal held would have been a fair, reasonable resolution of Hunter's cases. Now, I'm no legal expert, but from what I'm to understand, the plea deal was a huge joke. It was basically like he wouldn't be punished at all. That he just get off with little to no actual repercussions for his actions and get away scot-free and just be able to move on with his life. That's not a plea deal. The plea deal is, okay, I plead, and now I have to take perhaps a lessened punishment, but there should be a significant punishment. What I'm understanding, it wasn't significant. Now, I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, that's fine. Call me out on it. That's what I was told, and what I've heard is that the plea deal was kind of a joke.
Okay.
No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he's my son, and that is wrong. Okay? And no reasonable person could look.
No, I think that's fair because that's probably pretty accurate.
It never was. It was about him paying his lawyer and categorizing it as a different kind of payment so he could save tax money. So he did try to scam the IRS, but that was the crime. It had nothing to do with hush money to some, woman in the adult industry, which is what all the news reported to try to drag him through the money, ruin his reputation. He was purposefully singled out because he was the presidential candidate. It's exactly
that's what happens.
Any difference? It's exactly the same.
Yeah, I think you should know better than anybody else, Darkside Phil. The court of public opinion is one of the most important courts out there.
There's been an effort to break Hunter, who has been 5.5 years sober, even in the face of unrelenting attacks and selective prosecution. And trying to break Hunter, they've tried to break me, and there's no reason to believe we'll stop here. Enough is enough. For my entire career, I followed a simple principle: just tell the American people the truth. They'll be fair-minded. Here's the truth: I believe in the justice system, but just as I wrestled with this, I believe raw politics has infected this process, and it led to a miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision,
I don't know why he's bothering reading this. Why would anybody bother reading this? He was gonna pardon him no matter what.
My father and the president will come to this decision. But here's the funny part about it, okay? His decision, that's page 1. I don't have the official here. I had it, and I don't know what happened to it. If you're not aware, he didn't just pardon Hunter for those 2 crimes that he's been convicted of and was going to go to jail for. President Biden pardoned Hunter for any potential crimes he has committed for over 11 years. Wait, what? yes, I'm not kidding you. Biden actually changed the whole script, and instead of saying, okay, I'll pardon you for the 2 crimes, he gave a blanket pardon, saying anything my son did in the last 11 years, he's now exempt from any kind of legal repercussions. Wait, what the hell?
You were there for the
How is
New
that
Year's
legal?
stream?
So he
That's
was treated unfairly
crazy.
for 2 things he did. So you pardoned him for it with no actual expectation or knowing that anyone would ever go after him ever again for anything.
No.
But then you make sure that now he's safe from prosecution for anything he's done for 11 years? What? You want to talk about really abuse of power? That's the definition. It wasn't, oh, there's an injustice, undo the injustice.
So?
I really stretch the limits of the power that I have as president to give the most extreme presidential pardon I can to make sure that no one can go after Hunter again. But the other question, of course, what happens now is people say, well, what just happened? Does that mean that President Joe Biden is actually aware that his son committed more crimes? And he wants to make sure no one goes after him for those as well? Probably. Because if not, why would he fund it? Right? So
it's like, okay.
ridiculous.
Okay. So you can say all this, but like, so what? So what? Like, obviously it's an abuse of power. But like, what are we gonna do? Impeach him? He's got a month left. Like, what are we gonna do about it? Obviously it's stupid. And it's dumb. And nobody likes it. But like, that's kind of been the description of Joe Biden's presidency. Stupid, dumb, and nobody likes it. You remember? You were there pretty early.
In my opinion, misuse
were you there? You were there for one of the boss events, and then you just started carrying me.
Okay. Already, it's questionable that he's only specifically decided to do this for his own son, right? Because there's lots of injustices, lots of misuse of power that has happened. But he decides only my son. Oh, by the way, and then protect him for over a decade. What? So, my honest opinion of this, okay? My honest opinion is very simple. This is Joe Biden's last FU to the country. Joe Biden knows he's never going to hold any kind of
2022. I wasn't streaming in 2022. I started streaming last year.
He was at a summit with like African leaders. He was dead asleep. He was just like this, asleep at the desk. People were looking at Joe. He's like, not moving. He's asleep. He knows his career's over. He's too old. So for him,
yeah, obviously.
right? He doesn't give 2 shits about anything. He's done. He's on the way out. He doesn't need to have a good reputation moving forward for anything.
Yeah.
So in his opinion, you know what? I just want to make sure.
Obviously.
My son, or me, because let's be honest, if he's aware of his son's crimes, if he's involved in any way, and then his son gets prosecuted, there we go. So I feel like this was a way for him to cover his own ass as well as his son, and just be sure that nothing could ever come of this ever.
Was the
again.
first
Right?
Battles
With
2
a bang, a giant
stream?
explosion, a big rocket of fire
Was
coming out of
it?
walking out of the Oval Office, and this was his last thing that he wanted to do and say.
I thought you were the one who got me into Battles 2. I could be wrong. It might have been Asian. I don't remember.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, that he just decided he was going to do this. No, he knew all along he was going to do this, in my opinion. He knew eventually he was going to pardon his son. He just had to wait for exactly the right time, and he decided this was the right time. Let's just do it now, because now, I'm on the way out. Nobody really cares what I do anyway.
Yeah. You're not that smart for thinking this, Phil.
All those people who genuinely believe that Joe Biden was a good person and trustworthy and had morals and values, it's like I've been saying all along. In America, at least, our politicians are out for one person, themselves. They're supposed to.
Oh yeah. Could you imagine anyone who looks out for only themselves?
Literally, what use to the public was his pardoning of some American political else around? So Hunter Biden was guilty of, in this case, in the United States. So no one ever do everything for people. Positions of isn't even. Here's what I think will happen. All right, Trump's gonna get in the power. He's gonna say, well, fuck this, because you guys came after us so hard, right? Now he has in his mind the right. He thinks I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pardon every January 6er, every person who was at the Capitol that day, all pardoned, all their crimes wiped away, and he could do that. He very well could do that. It's within his power and right. Now, do I think that's correct? I don't know. Maybe some people on January 6th did commit horrendous crimes, and some didn't. Maybe some
who cares?
proper prosecution and treatment, and some didn't. Maybe some had the
Will he do it? Probably, probably not. Who cares?
Literally, no one can really say, hey, that's wrong. Well, yeah, well, guess what? Trump's doing it just for people. They're not even his relatives. Joe Biden could literally round work. Again, for ourselves and put into place. How do we stop it? Impeach the president? We can't even control that. That's the other 1%ers who can do that, not us. So to share with you, and not to say that I'm kissing this guy's butt, but he is a content creator on social media. And basically what happens is everyone always wants to, like, all year, oh, Joe Biden's the best guy. Joe Biden would never do this. He says he's not going to do it, and then he does it, right? So then what happens is all these fucking groups try to clean up, sweep up for him. Oh, it's fine that he did it. What are you talking about? All year, you kept saying Joe Biden's better than Donald Trump because he's not going to pardon Hunter. Now he's pardoning Hunter. Oh, that's perfectly fine. What do you mean? No, all year that was your mantra. That was your big slogan that Joe's better than Donald because of this. Now he's exactly the same, and now, oh, but no, that's okay. Why is it okay? I don't get it. So this guy actually did
I don't get it. It doesn't matter.
I just wanted to share it with you. So
that's right. I can't believe people would just like be amoral and just flip flop no matter what. Kind of crazy. What do you think about that, Phil?
Former comedian who now hosts this semi-political show called The View on daytime TV, and she's 1,000,000%.
Oh yeah, it probably was. That was probably why I changed the title. Was because
obviously he's not really on the show.
Was because you got me interested, and I just changed the title, and then I changed the stream title, and then the stream title stays whatever it changes to, and I can't be bothered.
Pump it up here, ready? Okay, now she sounds much better.
Whatever, that's what presidents do. They do it every time they pardon somebody. So I'm not sure why the pearl clutching is happening now. I can't believe that this is what's freaking people out.
Well, okay, I don't think people are freaking out. I think they're just having a hard time with the hypocrisy, which is no one is above the law. You remember that, because that's the exact same line that Joe Biden, the Democrats, and the
no one is above the law. Are we surprised though politicians being Hippocratic?
No one is above the law.
They're not doctors. They don't gotta take an oath on that.
I want to hear you say the Biden family is above the law. Say it with me. For once, let the truth finally tumble out of that mouth of yours.
it's true. Now again, in this case,
I mean, yeah,
obviously,
that's fair.
he's destroying Whoopi Goldberg, right? But she's
That was a good
left.
clip.
But the truth is, it's not just the left; it's the right. It's both of these groups. As long as you're in this upper
Oh
echelon,
yeah.
you are above the law.
Oh, it's not just the left. It's alright. Yeah. Okay. Well, the problem is that like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
At
I'm
least
not
it
gonna
seems
do
that way.
it.
It seems like
I'm not
he's
gonna
getting
get
away
into it.
with everything. Because now he's reelected as president, and so they're probably not going to be going after him or prosecuting, those cases any further, right? So he's probably going to get away with it too. And there's really nothing that we can do about any of this. It's sad. What kind of a system is this? So that's why people are pearl clutching. No, they're not pearl clutching. They're upset because you literally, your party, for an entire year, said this is why we're the party to vote for. This is why Trump is bad, and then you just did the bad thing anyway that you said you're better for and better than and would never do. How you can't understand that? I mean, the truth, she does understand.
I gotta start
it,
actually
but she doesn't
working
know that
out.
she has to, I can't admit that we have fault and that our party members are flawed and that our leaders actually let us
Yeah.
down. Because then people will lose faith.
I
in
gotta
the
start
Democratic
doing
Party.
that
Probably,
again.
think a little bit harder about all these mantras that get thrown our way about the Democrats are better than
But yeah,
Republicans.
because I think you were the one again. I mean, the battles too. I say got into. I haven't played in forever. I can't keep my focus on like competitive games.
Celebrities, leaders, all these people, all agendas, every single one. No one's willing to just say, here's how it is, here's what's going on. Instead, it's, oh no, this person's the devil, this person's this person thinks they're above the law, this person's that, and they're no better. They're all the same. So be careful. I think a lot of people this year.
This segment sucks.
It's
like
now and best friend. So we paycheck to paycheck trying to make to their rhetoric about how the opponent is Hitler. You get to all of them sadly. There is one clip. I don't want to.
they're adding sandbox mode to what? Battles 2?
That should be good now. That should be much better. Sorry, I just want to do that quick.
Racist group marches in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah.
Is he
gonna talk about the KKK rally that happened in Ohio?
Republican nipples, are you actually saying Trump should not be charged? You think he's not good? These Republican nipples, I'm not going to answer anymore because you don't listen to a word.
That's actually kind of
Literally, you don't listen to
crazy.
a word that I say. You just put words in my mouth. I literally never said that. I just said everyone should be treated equally, and if Trump committed those crimes, then he should be treated just like anyone else who committed those crimes. Same thing with Hunter, same thing with everyone across the board. It's either every. So someone took $30 and says, you talk about the pendulum swinging, with Trump's victory being decisive about that. I don't know about that personally. The Democrats ran a piss poor campaign. I don't know how they could have won. Americans are suffering, and the Republicans promised change.
Well, I mean, you could argue it's more than just a like Trump campaign. It was a total red wave as far as I'm aware.
Well, Democrats promise everything staying the same. All the culture war speculation muddles water. That's my take at least. Well, listen, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you that the Democrats ran one of the worst campaigns ever. That was my very first politics show. Discussed that. Went into that in very big detail. Correct? That they just really blew it. They were focusing on every incorrect topic, things that no one, it was a common American, was going to care about. Focusing in on things that didn't affect most people, fringe topics, and that's not going to win an election. Correct? At the same time, I think what happened again was, just to reiterate what I said 3 weeks ago or a month ago, however long it was people right now are hurting all around this country, and all they wanted to hear was,
$30.
hey, help you with your problems. And that's not what happened with them.
No way that's real. An anonymous $30 tip.
Right?
No way.
And so what happened is people started looking at everything in a different way.
That's
people
that.
looking out for me in my best interest, telling me to care about all these things that aren't going to help. Things are worse. And agendas. I don't think that Donald Trump would have won this election if that weren't the case. Being honest, I don't think so. Changes from the common person to you. Do you have my best interest in mind? Since you've actually been in control of everything, worse and worse. So you tell me, Trump won both the popular and.
Well, the reason people voted for Trump is because they felt like he had their best interests in mind. If you look back at the 4 years that Trump was president, prices were lower, gas prices were lower, generally speaking. COVID hit, and he was practically giving out money to everybody. Blah, 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 blah. People just remember the good times, and Trump promising to crack down on immigration, like illegal immigration, and the fact that, like, what do you do with Kamala? Because, you know, if she was there, I remember I saw a video talking about how the entire Kamala campaign was trying to get people to forget the last 4 years of Biden's presidency.
And the electoral college vote. Well, so that tells me the American people did have a wake-up call. Now, again, okay for you to disagree. Thank you so much for a $30 tip. Very much appreciate that. I also received a $1 tip. In the comments anymore. Okay, the subs and tips to continue the streak. Like I said, we got about maybe 30 minutes left. We'll see how many stories I can cram in here. The finale is going to be the Snow White story.
30 minutes? I guess. We got okay, it'll be about 15 minutes.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. Let's actually move on to that is viewer submitted this week. Here we go.
Oh, is this? Yeah, okay. All right.
So, a lot of times, in the last few episodes of DSPolitics, people accuse me of saying...
Okay, so I know I mentioned this because he was just talking nonsense about how, he's talking about how, like the online, things happen online. I said, there was a KKK rally that happened in Ohio. Because, like, obviously these people are influenced by the internet. But I guess he's talking about it now, and he's got the crossed arms for some reason. It's because he's one of people. I don't know. What's he doing?
That I was like a centrist or a more moderate-minded guy, but it seems like I'm always leaning towards conservative values and conservative issues and siding with Trump. I mean, listen, I don't.
Yeah, you're not moderate. You're conservative. Just admit it, buddy. I'll put on the hour-long music mix. We get a nice.
Really believe that. I don't really side
Nice
with Trump. I just
little,
feel like sometimes my
yeah.
do align one way or another. But in this case, a video was submitted that I want to watch with all of you. I don't know if watch the whole thing because it kind of just gets repetitive, but I just want to watch a little bit of this. I just want to give you my honest.
It's a
take.
4-minute video. How does a 4-minute? You know what? I'm gonna hold my tongue.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go again. You guys always say, "Who got free? Why is it always about race, man? Every time, you're race baiter. You're just a fucking race baiter, bro. Really. So what do you call this shit right here? A bunch of nerdy ass, cowardly ass white dudes with Nazi flags with masks on. Yeah, the fucking nerd circle.
That's true. I mean, okay, okay. You know what? I'm gonna let the man speak. I'm gonna let the man speak. I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Ohio State Buckeyes. The Ohio State, who are national champions, right? Big college, big university. They're a major force in football, sports, bringing millions and millions of dollars into Columbus, Ohio. Watching black athletes run up and down the field or basketball court, huh? And then these fucking nerds who are probably Buckeye fans. They probably are Buckeye fans, you know? That's why they're wearing masks. Oh yeah, that's why they're wearing masks. Because guys, those are some of the
Well, okay. Well, if you want to get into the map, people do it to hide their identity. People on the left did this. You know, I hate to be like both sides are like that, but it's like, yeah, bad people do it to hide their identities. Like it, you can point at any. You could like, I remember like the bike lock guy was a meme that he was wearing a mask, and even then people people on 4chan like found his identity. Or was there? I don't remember. They found their identity. And it's like, yeah, the mask doesn't always help, but it's like, yeah, they do it because it's what you do. Like a robber who is not politically motivated, they're wearing a mask because they're doing something bad. Like obviously these people know they're doing something bad. They're doing something alternate. I don't know why I'm playing, but it's just like they're wearing masks. It's like, yeah, obviously. It's just I don't know. It's taking me off. I'm definitely like DSP enraged right now. Is he still live? Oh, I think I don't know. I think he's still going. Check the chat. Yeah, the chat's still going. Good Lord.
So here's what I have to say about this, because it is repetitive, and he just kind of talk a little bit in a circle about this. So here's the deal.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine anybody talking in a circle for an extended period of time. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Phil?
Oh, are cowards, 100%. Okay, first of all, I would guarantee you that those people.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're cowards. Okay. Okay. It's like, yeah, they feel they're emboldened cowards, obviously. But I mean, like, you could argue that, you know. I don't know, like, okay.
Nazi guard, the Nazi flags, and all
What's
that.
up, Sebastian? What do you
They probably don't
need?
know what the fuck that means. They probably have no clue. They actually didn't research the Nazi ideology. They don't actually know what the beliefs are.
Okay, yeah, I feel like it's projection. You turned everyone into pots? Well, that's kind of rude. I'll turn them back. There you go. I hope that picked up on mic, or else the joke's ruined.
System of that party was. To them, this is like, hey guys, let's go out and let's get noticed, right? This is our way to get attention, okay? So to them, this is their part. This is their way. Hey, it's our parade, right? It's our pride parade. In their way, this is Nazi pride parade. But I guarantee
Okay.
you, probably what they're really trying to say is, oh, we just don't like certain groups of
But
people.
what?
We think that white people are supreme or something like that. But they don't actually know what they're marching for. They have no clue at all. They're just misinformed idiots, probably fucking misanthropes who got together on the internet, like everyone now, got together on the internet, okay? And they came together. This is the only.
Okay. This is like an hour after he said, like, these people are just online trolls. These people are just online trolls. They won't do anything IRL. Oh, it's just online trolling. It's just online ideology. Then what is it you're saying now? These are real people who are influenced by the internet. So what's your stance?
Only way they can get any kind of attention or recognition in their
Do
lives.
you believe
dress in
it?
costumes and march down the street and pretend like they actually represent this truly heinous ideology. This actually
Yeah.
light on humanity.
What
Something that
a
is
yeah.
now going to scar the very human existence forever. Something that we should never forget ever happened for fear that it ever reoccur. But to them, it's party time. Look, I'm wearing a Nazi costume. Look, look at this. We're cool, right? But the reason you can tell that they're cowards is actually, I agree with the guy who made the video here. They're wearing masks.
Yeah.
Right? If you truly are of that ideology,
Okay.
if you truly believe in all those things that the Nazis believe, take the fucking mask off. Man up and tell the world how you really feel. Because if you're gonna march down the street, you do it for real.
I mean, you could argue dead men tell no tales, you know? It's like, how are you going to, like, influence your ideology if you're dead? And you could say, excuse me. And you could say, like, oh, well, you know, blah, 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 but it's like, you know, there's, you know, there could be cowards, there could be whatever. God forbid I put DSP under not literal Nazis, but it's like, okay. Like, yeah, I could think of like 1,000 reasons to wear a mask.
Don't hide.
Maybe they're just worried about the next COVID mutation or whatever we call it. COVID
Cowardly way
strain.
to do it. You know, so what are they actually doing? All they're trying
Good
to do
joke. Good
is
joke,
focus
Isaac.
attention on themselves.
Good
God,
joke.
so
Yeah,
damn,
good
I'm
joke.
looking at myself,
Good
are you
joke.
kidding me?
Good
Really?
joke.
Really? You really think that's for real? This is a joke. These are a bunch, like, you call them nerds. I mean, I don't know if they're nerds, but they're certainly they're they're losers. These are people who they're not looking to be productive or anything. They just want attention. This is how they do this shit. Okay, like 100%. They go out there and they try to cause, you know, look, and look, did they succeed? Well, you made a video on them. How much do you want to bet that when they went down the street, this was covered on the local news, and this is what they want? You know,
Yeah.
on the internet doing the trolling recently.
Is he really gonna compare like an actual Nazi rally to just online trolling?
Talk about it. The Nick Fuentes bullshit, and the people sending the text messages to people insulting them saying go to cotton fields to report for duty.
Okay, but Phil, at what point does this just stop being trolling and being like an actual hateful group? Like, at what point does this just stop being a meme and start being like actual racism? Like we're it's like, oh, this is just online trolling. This is just because of online trolling. No, these people are walking the streets with a Nazi flag.
This saying, we want attention. Give us attention. Here. And then they do the act. But you notice it's all anonymous bullshit. It's all cowards doing it. This is not for real at all. Columbus, Ohio is not a racist town. You know, it's not. These people are morons.
I mean, I've seen people online who would disagree with you.
Again, I guarantee you, they actually don't have any fathoming of what they're actually marching or for. They don't really know what the Nazi ideology is. Because if they did, they probably fucking.
Oh,
you know
yeah?
what I mean? Or maybe it's just ridiculous to me that people think this is okay to do, right? But then you're not really doing it.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah?
saying that I support it if they're into it. I think that they're completely stupid if they are. But, I mean, we have the track record to show this ideology is awful. It should never be replicated ever again. There's no race supremacy that will ever work, okay? Ever. It doesn't make sense in life. It's been proven scientifically. This makes no fucking sense at all. No one race is better than another, ultimately, in any way. And we all gotta learn how to get along. We've all gotta learn how to coexist. We may not all end up being in love with each other at the end of the day, but we all have to learn how to peacefully coexist. That's what's best for humanity. What they're doing is the opposite. Walking down the street like a bunch of jokers, trying to get attention with their little cameras and their fake flags and all their bullshit, but they're wearing masks because they're cowards. They're not real. But people take the bait, right? Maybe they think they're real, but they're not. They're not. It's like you said. These are probably people from your job or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Like
because
their life is so
no Nazi can ever exist because that's such a last century ideology. Yeah, that's how that works. That's just how that works. There's definitely not like actual Nazis who still live. Like I don't think they garner any respect whatsoever, but like they do exist. I think the term Nazi is thrown around too frequently that it's definitely lost its meaning. But the fact that these people, you know, I would consider a genuine Nazi someone who walks around in public, face covered, all black, carrying a Nazi flag. I would consider that a Nazi. May it call me far-fetched, but I would consider that like genuine Nazism. Maybe that's just me. So I'm opening up this sound advert. Is it? Yeah, it's for sound. You buy a sound mixer for your church one time, and then you get all these freaking instrument ads.
that they felt like this was actually a
$100
actually made them feel
headphones.
empowered and made them feel like they meant something or they were someone because they're that much of a loser. People who are happy in life.
Okay, I already turned them back. You don't have to
You're actually truly
worry.
happy in life. You don't have to act out and do awful
That's a
things
really cool
because
looking
you're just happy who you
violin.
are,
I would
how
buy
you
that
think,
just because
you
it
don't then
looks
have to go
cool.
and try to ruin things for others and have awful mentalities against other people or groups. Or
Probably like
anything.
$1 million
You have to.
though.
But that's it. These people are probably miserable wretches who all have fucking dead-end jobs, who have no life. They hate their life. So how can I get something out of it today? I'm gonna act like I'm supreme.
Oh yeah, is that what it is? How about there's just people who legitimately are Nazis, like I don't know how to explain it other than like there's just bad people in the world. What more do you say? Like he doesn't understand that like yes, bad people exist. There are Nazis in this world, few and far between. But I mean like you look at how many people in this rally? There's like what, half a dozen? Like we're looking at the central Ohio population. There's like what, half a dozen people. So there's about 2 million people, give or take, that live in Franklin County, which is where I live, which encompasses, I believe, part of central Ohio, if not most of it. But generally speaking, the rough estimate of central Ohio, according to what I can find from a simple search, is about 2 million. And there's half a dozen people. I don't know where I'm going with this. I kind of lost the plot. It's almost 1 a.m.
I'm gonna walk down the street and fucking losers. losers. So I agree with the guy. I don't agree. Like, he's like, oh, they probably cheer for the local sports team and shit. I don't even know if I believe that. Because people like this are so stupid. They probably like, oh, I can't cheer for the sports team because it has some black people on the team. That's how dumb they are.
Dude, I don't know, man. They might not care about sports. I know that. Listen, I know that like the meme is that Ohio loves football. I was not blessed with that.
Like, oh,
I don't know what you call that.
Like black people, like, the dumbest thing. You know? It's like, okay, whatever you say. But the way I see it, I agree with them on some points. I just think that you know that they're posers because of the mask. It's that simple. If they're
Oh
posers,
yeah.
those masks would not
Oh yeah, they're posers because of the mask. Can you be a mod? No. After tonight, it's gonna take a lot for you to be a mod. So don't even bother asking.
fucking losers. These people are jokes. But sadly, there are people who are not jokes, who go out there and do it, who actually believe the crazy shit. And those are the people you gotta look out for.
But how are you gonna know that this person isn't a joke? Other than like you're just assuming based off of the face mask. Like, yes, they're cowards, but that doesn't mean that they're a joke.
People who have no shame, who aren't afraid of the repercussions, they're just crazy, and they'll fucking do crazy action. That's the ones you gotta look out for. The true nut jobs who aren't hiding behind the masks. Okay? Alright. I actually thought that was a good submission, and just to show you, I'm not in line with the ultra-conservative shit at all. Like, that stuff is just out of
Oh, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, I think that most conservatives, disagree with Nazism. I don't know. I don't know. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. Man! Trumpets are $3,000? Well, that's just one of them. Yeah, they're like $1,500. I did not know that. It's crazy. Talk about an investment. Can you be a mod? I'm gonna have to let you down easy and say not tonight, my friend.
Try to see how much more time we have. Not a lot. I received a $3 tip. I want to cover like 2 more stories. This is hilarious. You realize the president doesn't control inflation, it's the Federal Reserve. This person is literally trying to argue with me on every point every week, and they don't understand this is not an argument show, and that no shit, the president doesn't directly control inflation.
Well, like, yeah, he's trying to talk to you. He's trying to like discuss with you because that's what makes the political show interesting is the discussion and not just the soapbox.
To say, yes, I'm aware. The president is not omnipotent. He doesn't have strings and he pulls everything like a puppet master of everything in the country. Anyway, let's move on to something more intelligent.
He's trying to discuss with you, but you just shut him down. He's like, oh yeah, this guy every week he comes in here and tries to debate me. So yes, that's what people want from politics. They want discussion, debate, conversation. The back and forth of ideals.
Darn, I really wanted to cover a few of these, but we're running out of time. Like I said, we probably have about 20 minutes left. So let's cover this one. We can cover at a future date because this isn't a timely one. But I'm going to save this one.
Let's see, how long does he stay for? Let me see. Yeah, for at least another 30 minutes. I bet it's because he doesn't hit the tips goal.
So I'm going to save this one for a slow week when we have less articles to talk about. Okay, less things going on. All right, I'm going to quickly cover this one, and then we're going to do the Snow White finale that I've been wanting to do because I think that's going to be pretty funny. Okay, but guys, please support the stream. We have 2 more stories to go before I adjourn the show for tonight. So please support the stream now while you can. All right, again, everything subs, gifted subs, and tips, all appreciated. Please, let's hit the goal tonight and cinch it in. Because again, once I do these 2 stories, I have to go offline, and the streak will end if we don't hit it. And that means no reward tomorrow after we earned it all week, right?
I need them.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next topic of the night.
What the heck? A pig with
about
a
how Americans
party
have it
hat.
with our political system. But every
Oh,
once
he's
in a
gonna
while,
talk-
you kind of get like a culture shock.
Ew.
You realize that as bad as you can argue or as good as you can argue,
Ugh.
things are here in the United States.
Dude, like if him talking about the Australian law that passed that could actually affect us was bad enough. Like, and I'm talking about like a very tangential because it's not even a law over here, and it won't affect if it does affect us, it won't affect us for a while. He's talking about South Korea getting martial law enacted. Like, this is like a closed and shut case. Like, this guy, the president of South Korea is completely gone. He's ruined. His career is over. Like, literally, the martial law was overturned with a 100% approval rating. Like, there was not a single vote against it. So, like, and I know that there's, like, a whole South Korea has its own issues. But I can't imagine that this man has anything of interest to say. I don't know anything about it. Like, all I know is what my friend tells me. And she says, like, that, like, there's a divide. And I watched, like, the Pyrocynical video on it that he uploaded. I don't know. I can't imagine what he has. Because this guy doesn't research anything. This guy doesn't research anything. Excuse me.
Places that are a lot worse than the USA. But this week, I think a lot of us were very shocked to hear about South Korea and the stuff that happened over there. Like, I've never heard about South Korean politics before until this week. I didn't even know what kind of...
Yeah. because like you don't live in South Korea, but the fact that martial law, like that's honestly kind of a historical event, that martial law got enacted, and then within the same day it was overturned with a 100% approval rating, and now their president is being completely removed from power. I don't know if it's happened yet, but I know it has happened or is in the process of happening.
System they had, obviously we know that they're very different from American politics or American stuff, right? But
Yeah.
let me tell you, when I heard a political move to have martial law, I was like, wait, what?
No,
Martial-
there was no political move for martial law. It was a complete tyrannical play made by the president that was completely overturned by every single representative voter.
law. So to recap, CNN actually has a really good recap here of what happened over the course of the week in South Korea. So let's just go over it. South Korea was plunged into political chaos after President Yoon Suk Yeol's aborted attempt to declare martial law, which sparked a fierce backlash and mounting pressure for him to step down. So all of a sudden one night he says martial law is going to be enforced across the country because I feel that the political movement or opponents here are basically like communists, like they're in cahoots with North Korea. So the only way to stop them would be to put together martial law, meaning no more due process. Anyone could just be arrested and incarcerated because we have this going. Now normally martial law would be like if there's an invasion of a country and there's soldiers storming the streets or insurrection or mass invasions or something. Not just on a whim the president says, oh, by the way, I think that maybe the other party has been infiltrated, so martial law. Like, what?
Okay.
Normally you have evidence or something.
You know what I bet it was? I bet it was those online trolls that got to the president.
He
Yeah.
says it, martial law. Holy shit. So what ended up happening was, there was no way to overturn it, and that's exactly what happened. Like, the other people who were in, I don't know if it was their parliament, they rushed to vote in an overwhelming
Yeah,
landslide.
whatever their representative democracy was. He probably doesn't know what that word is. Ludwig. There's a drum set called Ludwig. Wow. I could never be a musician. This stuff is expensive.
Martial law right away, and then immediately called for the president's impeachment. Okay? 6 opposition parties submitted a bill calling for Yoon's impeachment. The main opposition, Democratic Party, meanwhile, said they have begun formalizing treason charges against the president, as well as the defense and interior ministers. The country's largest union group, the members would strike till the president quits, and protesters are echoing the widespread demands for him to resign. Yoon's defense minister, chief of staff, and other top officials have submitted their resignations. So literally everyone turned on the guy. Yoon declared martial law in an extraordinary late night address on Tuesday, accusing the Democratic Party of sympathizing with North Korea and of anti-state activities. In an overnight showdown, lawmakers forced their way past soldiers into parliament and voted to strike down the decree. Now, sounds to me like the soldiers didn't really have it in their hearts to stop these lawmakers, because if the soldiers really did, they would have, right? These lawmakers didn't come in with giant guns and swords and chop down the soldiers.
Well, yeah, just because martial law is enacted doesn't mean that, like, the police have to enforce it. You know? Like, it basically puts the power in the hands of the police. Pretty much. But that doesn't mean that the police have to enforce it. They might have just been thinking that the president was just as schizo as the Democratic representative. You know?
The soldiers must have realized something really
There you
awful
go on. See you later, Cody.
around us, and we should let these lawmakers go in to overturn it. So I guess you have to say, in this case, hopefully the soldiers made the right decision. You know, how awful would it be if in a few years' time we actually find out that this guy was right, and actually it is the whole country's now been infiltrated by communists, and now North Korea takes over? Obviously that's like a crazy fairy tale, crazy nightmare scenario.
I don't know why. I don't even know why you would bother entertaining that idea. It's completely unfounded.
On South Korean politics, I don't actually know what was going on over there. But that was just absolutely crazy. You know, those soldiers could have stopped those people if they wanted to, and they just let them in to do this vote. Okay, so now lawmakers are gathering to report an impeachment motion against this president, right? This was this morning, actually. It's Thursday night. This is this morning. 188 lawmakers out of 300 attended the plenary session where they reported a motion to initiate the impeachment. We've all sworn to protect the Constitution. Think of the mindset you had when you swore into the office that you would work for the people. The Democratic Party, minor opposition parties, and independents have combined 192 seats, meaning they would need the support of at least 8 members of Yoon's People Power Party to pass the motion. The motion can be put to vote as early as Friday. Kim thanked the people. Oh man, I'm really feeling like a Fiesta salad right now for some reason. I don't know about you guys, but anyway. The motion can be put to vote as early as Friday. Kim thanked the people for confronting the military and helping lawmakers get into the National Assembly building on Tuesday. The police and military blocked the gates following Yoon's announcement of martial law. People have won. We thank deeply. Now it's our turn to protect the people. So this is just pretty insane. What really happened? Is this? I mean, let's be honest. Is this guy nuts? And he's the president? Is
Yes.
He crazy? Did he actually?
Well, he's not the
that
president
North Korean
anymore.
agents had infiltrated the opposition party and was about to take over his government. Is that what he legitimately believed? I don't know. But I mean, you would think if he did martial law, like he must have believed it. What information?
I don't know. I mean, some people think that there's a group of people conspiring against them as an individual, trying their best to ruin your life and laughing at every fumble and failure. I don't know. That sounds kind of crazy. Sorry, what am I doing here? You're going to bed? Have a good
Is
night.
this man being fed? It drives me crazy. Like, what on earth? And that was the guy in charge. They voted that guy in, right? The People Power Party or whatever.
I'm getting tired.
So anyway, I'm interested to see what else is going to happen. Will he be impeached? Will he step down? What will the end of the story be? Because it's been a whirlwind few days over there, and I don't think we're actually going to get like the real answer yet.
Yeah.
Like right now, we're just outside.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get the real answer to. Yeah, yeah. Then why bother talking about it? This is such a waste of time. I'm skipping over this thing. Okay. All right.
Alright, folks. So our final story of the night. The trailer, the real trailer, for the live-action Snow White movie has been released, okay? And FYI, FYI, the response to this trailer is not pretty, okay? So what I like to do, I like to watch it live with all of you, and I would like to respond to it, give you my honest thoughts about it, and then probably what we'll do is take a quick look at the comments below, and we'll see what everyone has to say about Disney Snow White. Fair enough? All right, now, let's go ahead and watch. Here we go.
This was my father's kingdom, a place of fairness, but the queen changed everything. Take him away, Your Majesty.
What did you say?
The people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Okay. Looks cringe.
First off, can I just say it? All right, I forgot her name. She's the actress who played Wonder Woman, correct? And I was of the opinion that when you act as a character. Gal Gadot, that's her name. Thank you. Is it not apparent to everyone now that Gal Gadot cannot act? That literally she's the same person in every single movie she's ever been in. This is Wonder Woman. This is every
It's called typecasting. Like, so what? Yeah, it's called typecasting. I can guarantee you, like, people like what is his name? Will Ferrell get typecast because he's a freaking zany guy. Like, you know how they act, but you know, like, or like people get typecasted for just like the way they are. And you could argue that it's like, oh, every time that's not a new thing. That's just a thing. Like there's always like stereotype. Like Chris Pratt gets typecast because he's a marketable person. He's like generic white guy. This isn't anything new. This isn't anything crazy.
She never even tries to change her accent. Like other actors, like did you ever see the Bond movies where the actors, some of them are British, some of them are not, but they all have different accents. They change their voices. You know what I mean? Or actually, like did you ever see Knives Out? Who the guy who's British has like an American accent. It's actually pretty good. It's convincing. In every movie she's in, she
what is political about this?
Like, what are you talking about? You're supposed to be a queen who's wicked, who's infatuated with her looks. Could you pretend to be that for the movie at all? Or are you just going to be the same exact person in every movie, the same accent that doesn't fit any of your roles? You know, the accent that didn't fit Wonder Woman either. You know, are we just gonna keep pretending?
Oh, I love this guy. I love this guy. She's Jewish and she's hot, not hard. Peace. Right. Dark side's stupid.
Like, she can act? I don't get it. I'm really at a loss at this point. Like, why does she even get a role? Why do we keep giving her money and putting her in movies? She doesn't even try. It's really, it's confusing. A million women could have played this role better, but they had to put her in there for the star power, correct? Okay.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, majesty. For the lovely maiden I now behold.
Is he gonna say what I think he's about to say?
I look at you, and I just want to be.
Does anyone know the story of Snow White? Does anyone actually know the story? Okay, I'll tell you the story, alright? She is the queen, and she's so full of herself. Everything about her is vanity.
We're pig-splaining Snow White.
She can't keep her youth, to keep her age, and everyone says she's the fairest in the land, okay? Then one day she asks her magic mirror, am I still the fairest in the land? And he says, no, she is, okay? Now her name in the story is Snow White. You know why her name is Snow White? Because the actual line from the story is...
That's right. She's Mexican in this movie. That's right. They cast a Mexican woman in Snow White. Like, yeah, I know it, like, misses the point of it. But is this really warranted on DSPolitics?
Because her skin was as white as snow. That's
yeah.
what's going on. Does her skin look as white as snow? The skin of Gal Gadot, in juxtaposition to her face, is lighter. So just in line with the fucking name of the story in the movie, this is awful casting. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. It doesn't even follow.
Yeah, I know it was a whole meme. They're like, oh, this has been talked about to death for years. Yeah, it's silly. Like, even, like, fair skin does mean, like, white. So, I know in, like, some places like Japan, having whiter skin is seen as, like, a sign of attractiveness and beauty. And I don't know. I don't know what the point of this is, because I don't know what the point of him doing this is. I don't even want to watch this anymore.
The story at all. Alright, now you might argue, well, I don't think that people of fairest white skin are most attractive. That's fine, you can argue that. But that's the story. That's why it's fucking called Snow White. So if you don't like the story, don't make the movie. Don't change the story for the movie, just don't make the movie. If you don't believe that people of
okay.
This were like, okay, this is awful. They couldn't have the word dwarf.
Right. You know what I think they should have done? I think they should have made Snow White about a sweaty, buff white guy. That's what they should have done. Maybe Phil would have liked that one too.
Every shot is worse. Every shot of Snow White is actually worse. Like, she looks worse in every shot. Did you notice?
No. Because I don't care. I'm not gonna watch this movie.
Wait a minute. I thought this was live action. What are we looking at? These creatures don't look real. Are you telling me that's supposed to be realistic CGI? That looks like those aren't real creatures. You can tell it's like a cartoon. I feel like I'm watching Disney afternoon right now. It's fucking Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers with Tailspin. Look how bad that looks. That's CGI.
It's a magical place.
CGI looks fine. It's probably because they had the wasted crap ton of budget on like reworking the film. Like, I know what controversy. I don't know. I don't know.
Hello? Is there anybody here?
They auto-tuned the dwarves. Did you hear that? They auto-tuned the dwarves hi-ho.
Yeah, they auto-tune everything nowadays.
Oh, I looked at the wrong time. What is that? What in
It's a
God's name is
dwarf.
that?
Yeah, it's ugly.
What the shit?
Listen, I'm used to looking at you, Phil. I know what ugly looks like.
No, that's the reaction I'm having right now. Hold on. What are you nuts? Oh, it's man, quality is so bad that you can't even pause it and get a clear frame. It blurs the picture. Are you kidding?
It's an in-between frame. You use the arrow keys. You use comma, period, frame back.
Me? This is the best they could do for the seven dwarves, which I wonder what they're gonna call them, because again, they're gonna say that dwarf is like an insulting term or something. But take a look at this. Are you shitting me? That's what they made up with dwarves? Like, first of all, it begs the question, okay? This is a live-action movie, correct? Why are the dwarves CGI? It's live action.
Oh
You're
my
telling me
God.
there aren't seven real people.
How is this political?
Really? You don't think that there's actors out there of a smaller stature who would have loved to actually land the role of a lifetime and be in the live-action Snow White in the Seven Dwarfs movie? They would have been like, wow, this could be my big break.
Hold on. DSP Gaming Real, I want you to know something, and honestly, I hope you take it to heart. Moments like these are why people label you as racist, because you're being racist, dude. Yeah, and then Piss Cum Man says, movie is clearly green screen and CGI AI slop. Yeah, obviously. How is this political at all in the slightest? Like, everybody knew it was going to be like this. Nobody's surprised.
But they couldn't hire someone to do it. They had to use CGI. On top of that, even if you can order that, like someone said Peter Dinklage could have been one of them, right? Now, on top of that, okay, even if you can argue, well, okay, maybe there's just not enough on it or something. Okay, fair enough. Maybe there's not seven great actors. Like, I don't know what their reasoning was. But did you not see the Lord of the Rings movies? Did you not see what they did with the Hobbits? Did you not see what they did with the dwarves in the prequel movies of the Hobbit? Where those were actually full-size people, and then they used effects and CGI to have them look like smaller people. Why couldn't they do that?
But that's what they're doing here.
Imagine if they got seven actual like big names to be the seven dwarves. What impact this movie? Imagine that. Like fucking all different names in Hollywood could have played the seven dwarves, and then people would have been talking about this movie probably in a more positive light. But instead, you couldn't get real actors. You couldn't get anyone of note. Instead, seven CGI abominations. Look how awful they look. They're terrible looking. They're actually, I would say, they're more terrifying than anything in this movie. This is gonna give kids nightmares. Modern CGI. Why was CGI 20 years ago better than what they're putting out in modern Hollywood now? Really? I feel like the movies in the 2000s were better than anything that we're seeing come out today. What,
It was used more tastefully.
Or maybe people just got lazy and they just let computers do half the work now. I don't know what it is.
They did.
This looks like fucking shit to me.
Because
Does it not?
it's
This looks awful.
it's a lot easier to justify making like an effect that you can reshoot several times for a lot less cost, compared to like making practical effects. And you can argue this is a problem that comes with technological revolution. What are you gonna do about it? Like, there's nothing you can really do. It's just cheaper. I don't know. What is this? What's this rain? Is he still
Yeah,
live?
what the fucking hills? Oh my
He
God.
is.
They look like, oh my God.
What? Is he begging? Is he at the Tips goal?
They used to do stuff like this.
He's doing the daily rap live
The
again.
80s and 90s. You ever see them? Like they were
He's doing the daily rap live again.
claymation, okay? And that was stop motion.
No.
Yeah, they look like that. That's what they're
No.
your raisins. And you're gonna see it looks like that, the claymation. That doesn't even look
Dude,
like
I wanna skip past this. I wanna skip past. I don't give a crap. I wanna see him beg on the internet.
Anyway, so yeah, pretty ridiculous. It looks pretty bad, not gonna lie. But the thing is, this is the tail end, right? This is the tail end of a series of Disney.
Hold on. What is this YouTube feed? He signed in. I guess it's like, well, no, this is like DSP Reacts, isn't it? Why does he have RPG Girl with 10 views? Who is that? Hold on. What? Hold on. Okay, here we go. What the heck? I've never heard of this. How RPG Girl or something? What? Okay, hold on. It's gonna be channel. What? Why can't I filter? What? No, what? Why can't I?
Live action movies.
Or yeah, for life. Okay. Hold on. Is this it? Yeah, it is. It's got another view. Yeah, it's the same one. Why does he have this on his feed? Maybe he was watching her play Metaphor? I don't, why? Maybe it's just, maybe I'm reading into this too much.
Remade and having this kind of theme. We have to change everything for a modern audience. You have to do complete race swaps, complete plot swaps, everything terrible CGI, even though it's supposed to be.
That's right. We gotta make that money. Yeah. Could you imagine making money? Gee, what is Phil doing up still?
It should be same exact time and place on Thursday night, and I hope that you'll join me for more next week. All right, guys? Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Okay, so everyone, this is it. We're done. The stream's over. No contributions have come in, so the streak is gonna end.
The stream's over. That was 20 minutes ago.
All right. I guess I'll do a live daily wrap once again, and if nothing comes in during that, it's literally over. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. Let me see.
Come on, guys.
So
Come on.
My AI screen. Again, I wouldn't normally do a live daily wrap, but just in case for some reason someone thought waiting until the last minute was a good idea, I don't think it is. But this is it. If we get no contributions during the daily wrap, it's over. Okay? All right.
Oh, you know what? I bet that anonymous $30 tip early on was him trying to like influence people.
Where is my mic? There it is. Okay, everyone ready? Okay, there's more on. And here we go.
We banned somebody. That's
Good evening,
awesome.
everyone. Welcome to the daily wrap for what was Thursday, the 5th of December, 2024. A full streaming day, and the first day that I actually implemented
All right,
the
hold
streaming deck
on.
in my setup.
What was the
Good
ad?
one, good
He was
run.
at like
First
$60,
of
right?
all, on today's Level 1 podcast.
All right. If we get an anonymous, would be $90 tip, $100 tip, anything in that ballpark.
Yet again, because again, another new piece of tech introduced.
I will laugh so hard. I'm probably gonna piss off my parents. I'm sorry, mom and dad. I'm sorry.
Clips and the like during my shows. It's really cool that I have these new abilities now. If you want to see me mess around with it a lot earlier today, definitely check out the show. And then we fully talk about the schedule and how it's going to be a good variety of stuff with a new game coming out tomorrow and all of that. And other topics as well. So give it a look. It was a pretty good podcast. There's Q&A, all kinds of stuff, and a lot of tech stuff. Then we jump into Stalker 2. And today in Stalker 2 was a mixed bag again. It feels like every time I play the game, it's a mixed bag. Like, there were some of the parts that I was enjoying, and I was having a really good time exploring and doing stuff. But then some of them just started to feel samey again. And this is definitely a pattern that I'm noticing, is that a lot of the gameplay is go over here, find this guy, go over here, find this item, go over here, find this guy. I couldn't tell you that I've been to many unique locations or places in the 11 plus hours.
Only 170 more streams to go for Stellar Blade. Come on, I like that guy.
It just feels all kind of really samey. The one part that stood out was when we were in that farming, that field of flowers, and they put you to sleep. That was it. Like, everything else about the game was pretty much identical at this point. And it's kind of sad. You know, I wish there was more to it, more variety to the gameplay, more variety to the story, because the graphics hold up, the gameplay elements are sound, but it's just not really that riveting to me right now, okay? At the very end of the Stalker 2 stream today, something happened that really pissed me off. I was playing this part where there was a new enemy type introduced. It's like a small creature, looks like a troll or something, wearing like a pullover hoodie or something.
A money creature?
It starts grabbing my weapons out of my hands and then firing them wildly back at me. So
Wait, I don't have the money creature clip. I thought... Hold on, I gotta find the DSP money creature. Here we go.
I've never run into this thing before. What is it, a money creature? Yeah, look, it's a money creature. It just throws money around.
That's kind of unique. So I died a bunch of times trying to figure it out. Okay, and so this creature is grabbing my gun and using it against me. He kept pulling all my weapons outside the ground.
Wait, when did he...
What the heck? A pig with a party hat.
So, you can't hit him in between the time
Hello,
force field.
Mr. Piggy.
Okay, what happens? I ran behind him, I was shooting with a shotgun. He kept finger snapped up my weapons, and then someone's like, the longer.
Dude, this guy only produces blob, I swear.
The game.
Over the
whole game you're trying to
try model rivals. But if it is, alright. Thanks for watching the Daily Wrap. I will see you all in the morning for a full day of Marvel Rivals. And of course, like I said, tomorrow's Level 1 podcast will probably set up the poll to start nominating games for the Christmas Marathon. And also, we will probably talk about the politics show.
Sorry, there is no streamer besides this guy who makes daily wraps. Like, oh, let me summarize what I did today. Why would anyone watch that? Like, let me summarize the video game that I played. And then he summarizes that he summarizes a summarization of the game the next morning. Like, this dude talks about video games more than V.
Figure out ones we can do better with, okay? Everyone, thanks. Have a good night. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. I already stayed late to try to get extra stuff done, but I'm out of time. So I want to say thanks. It was a great show. I had a good time. Hope that you guys enjoyed. And that's it. I told you, like, nothing. Guys, it's been a dead night. Most of the support came in.
Let's see. We are 5 minutes out and counting.
That's what I mean. Like, with the future of the show, at first people seem really excited for it, but now they're not. So I don't know what to say.
Oh! Oh, yeah? Listen, I'm excited for it, Phil. Keep talking about politics. Keep talking about it. It's gonna go great. I'll save the business.
Oh, last week we also almost didn't make the goal during the show. It was like a last-minute Hail Mary situation. Wasn't it like Darkside Pimp came in here and gave a bunch of subs? Well, Darkside Pimp's not here tonight. He said earlier today he probably couldn't make it tonight. So, All right, guys, that's it. So
He's big. He's
and
praying
we'll
on
subs ended
Dark
just
Side
before,
Pimp.
100 or
Last second tip. That's right. Pray your
Okay,
hands, everybody.
see you all
Pray your
tomorrow
hands in the
for
chat.
Level 1 podcast and the premiere of Marvel Rivals. Okay. All right, peace out. Have a good night, everybody. Wait a minute.
Is that it? Oh, he act. Goals hit. The goals hit wasn't erased. Anon bomb incoming. Stream isn't over. That's right. Are we gonna hit it? I want to know. I think the stream is over. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over. Oh my
I have
gosh.
received nothing. I played you guys. I didn't get anything. I told you. I knew it was ending tonight because it was so slow. I just felt it, so it's over. But I wanted to play you guys. Nothing's coming in. The streak is over. It's okay. All right. Have a good. You guys were chatting. I had to tease you. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
I know. Stay overtime. That's right. Come on. Come on. That's right. We were felted by the king. Keep it going. That's right. Come on. Somebody donate. Right. Somebody donate. Please donate. Oh. It ended. We did it! We did it! We won! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! That's right. We gotta dance on the grave. We gotta dance on the grave. It's over. We won. Finally, he stopped faking tips. Is it actually over? Yeah, it's gotta be. I can't believe it. We won. It's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. I think it's just because the stream ended. That's awesome. We won. I'm so happy. It's over. It's over. I'm glad. I'm glad it finally ended. I'm not stopping until oh, there it is. Rafael ended. It ended 10 minutes ago. That's crazy. Alright. That was epic. I'm happy. Oh no. Get out of here. Alright.